Welcome to eModels. Welcome for your evening enjoyment from Ted, Foxx and Chris.
Good evening.
He's gone all quiet now. He's gone away from it.
Put the microphone out now.
Oh dear.
No, it hasn't gone off. I was just joking. Everybody turned the microphone, the speakers up there. Can't hear a thing he's saying now. It's gone. Yeah, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Monday night of the live stream. And Foxx is back with us. That's him. She's turned his light. So you can see. Well, you can't see him because he's locked on me.
I know. They might can see me down in the corner.
There's a little fox down there next to me. I don't know which
Tiny one
is he? That's
the house here.
Well, it's Monday night. Monday night once again. And as I said in the preamble on Facebook, it's dark now. It's dark out there.
And well,
yeah, can't go out anymore. So what better thing to do than sit back and watch a couple of hours entertainment with us? Did I say the names? Ted, Foxx and Chris.
And nobody said we had to be entertaining. That wasn't in the contract.
Yeah. So I even
you also missed out, and I.
Ted, Foxx, Chris and I. Yeah. For an evening's entertainment, mayhem and mirth. And yeah, it's up to you guys to send us your questions and what else?
I feel like I should have a washboard now. Can you see me washboard?
Andy McLeish says I should poke him in the ear, but I don't know. Is he that side? If I go like that,
I never know because I don't know what side. Because the way I see
the right side. I'm guessing that's the side he is. Because
to me it's like there's Ted and there's Chris, but to Chris it might be I'm not.
Yeah, I've got you, then Ted, then me.
No, you're in the middle.
I'm not. Who's in the middle?
You're in the middle.
Ted's in the middle.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, that's it. Yeah, it's us. Anything else? Anything else?
To Chris, Zazda says you get paid double if you're entertaining.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just me. I think that's all of us. All of us get double bubble on if we're entertaining.
We get double anyway. You just get nothing.
Oh, okay.
That's why I chose it after. That's why I chose to do this stream after 9 o'clock because it's double bubble after 7.
Andy says it's my left. So is my left that way?
We don't know because it'll be the other way around for you, wouldn't it?
Is that poking towards Foxx? I thought,
because you're kind of poking Ted.
No, I think that's Foxx.
I'd have to get my arm off the screen and then somehow they can see my arm here. It gives it away.
Yeah, that's not good. Oh well.
The comedy's gone. The moment's
the trouble is we could work it all out properly, and then next week we'll be in a different order.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how they hangouts work out to get them the order they're in.
You kind of need it so that your face fills the whole picture. There's no like.
Yeah, but then that's scary for everyone. No, nobody needs that.
No, you don't need to be that close.
Anyway, yeah, what's next on the script?
Script. Wait a minute. Who sent me a script? No.
Oh yeah. No, right, yeah. Yeah. Welcome.
Welcome's at least organised live stream.
Live stream.
Look, last week we were all right, Ted, weren't we? Something's gone different this week that's made it all fall apart, but I can't put my finger on quite what it is.
See, we have our catchphrase is "You plan, so we don't have to."
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. As you all know, this is your show. We're here to just to facilitate your chat for the next couple of hours. So it's up to you. Sort of lead us along, lead us astray, chat about anything. If you've any questions, send them to Ted at eModels.co.uk.
That's Ted at eModels.co.uk.
That is, of course, just Ted at eModels.co.uk.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, not Ted at Ted. Ted at eModels at eModels.co.
But there are rumors going like Ted at eModels.co.uk. Ted.
Yeah, that's probably why we don't get any questions because they all go somewhere else.
It's Ted and I.
Yeah,
Ted and I and Chris and Ted and the one in the red shirt.
We do have a couple of questions that have already come in, and Barry, if you're around, Barry, can you send us the answer because we don't know what the answer to your question is?
Yes, Barry Toomey very kindly sent us a question and answer for the sticker giveaway, but just gave us the question, not the actual answer.
Yeah, we don't do any research. We're not going to look it up.
We need the answer. We also need your name and address so we know where to send you a sticker to.
And
I'll do my spiel while you're checking.
Yeah. I'll just have a look and filter all the unusual questions out. And pink is the answer to that one. Yeah. So,
wait, that was an off-air question. That was pink.
Yeah, as the eModels After Dark. Yeah,
you have to pay for that one. But yes, if you're watching us, welcome. As always, if you're watching us and you can't see the chat, the live chat, it's all about the live chat. I sound like Trump saying the same thing 4 times. I'll do this with my hands. It's all about the live chat. We depend on you to give us questions and things to talk about. So if you can't see the live chat, if you're watching on a device that doesn't have it, or you're watching through the eModels website, it's emodels.co.uk/live, then just click on the little YouTube icon in the bottom corner of the player, bottom right corner. That will magically transport you to the YouTube page where you can see the live chat and join in with everybody else. If you want to ask us a question, for the love of dog, please do. If you're in chat, just pop it in big fat capital letters, make the whole thing capital so we can try and see it a mile away. Because Ted will miss it anyway, and Chris and I are very busy trying to be pretty on telly. So
It takes a lot of effort being this pretty.
Yeah. So make sure you put your question in big fat capital letters. You can, if you want, use the super chat, which is the little dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat. That will put your question in a big coloured box, and we can't possibly miss it. But if you've not got access to chat, don't panic. You can just send us an email, your question. Just send us a question. We'll take any question about anything. It doesn't have to be about model making. It can be about telly or cars or fluff or air or whatever. Just something we can talk about. If it gives us something to prattle on about for 10 minutes, and it's
we don't guarantee being able to answer any questions, but we'll certainly ask them, and there's a good chance that somebody in chat will be able to answer them anyway. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure we can get 10 minutes out of fluff, but there you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I'll just read the question. By the time my brain has processed an answer, it'll be answered anyway.
We'll actually all have gone by that point.
Yeah.
You've been there in like midnight. Oh, well, I've got the answer now.
Yeah,
Sergeant Bones does say that Ted needs a beard now too,
This is correct.
because you need some. Yeah,
I did buy some cotton wool yesterday somewhere, so
I think we should have some sort of crowdfunding to grow Ted a beard fund.
We have broached this subject before, though. In the days when there was just the two of us, we have broached the subject of Ted getting face furniture before, and the obstacle, the reason to not do it was always Mrs. Ted.
Yeah, but Gross Models doesn't like it either. But it's my face.
Yeah, she doesn't like being upstaged with the beards. That's
This is evidence that Mrs. Ted doesn't watch this show.
Shadowland Scale Model says, does Super Chat cost dollars? It costs your local currency.
Yep.
I think once you click it, you can decide how much local currency. There's different tiers to it as to how bright the flashy lights are and things.
Yep.
So, yes.
But it's purely voluntary. You can just put it in big fat capital letters.
a question there from Sprugle on the subject of beards: dry or wet shave?
I don't.
Or not at all.
I don't shave because...
depends what mood I'm in, or how late I've got out of bed, and how lazy I am. It's, whether I wet shave or dry shave. So
I purely leave it for about 2 weeks, and then I wet shave the sides, and then I leave it for about 2 weeks because I'm totally lazy, and then I wet shave the sides, and then 2 or 3 week cycle usually.
Yeah.
Was something else I was going to say? What else was I going to say? I've forgotten what my spiel is. It's been a week or two now.
You did it already, didn't you?
I'm sure I missed a bit. Oh yes, don't forget, of course, if you want, when I was talking about sending us questions, you can send us questions for us to talk about. You can send us question and answers, so we can use them in the sticker giveaways later on. Just make sure to include the question, the answer to the question, because we don't know it, and your name and address, so we can send you a sticker if we read that question out. And last of all, don't forget, if you've got any shout outs, it could be somebody's birthday, somebody's wedding, somebody's special event. It could just be saying hi to your missus. It could be saying, I'm sorry, please let me back in the front door. It could be a special event in your area. It could be a modelling event, anything like that. Just send us shout outs as well.
Yeah.
Party from Wigan, we'll shout that out.
Apologies and things like that will always be welcomed by the other half, especially if you just spent a load on the discount that we had the week before last.
Just remember, us airing your apology on telly to the missus or to the husband is a lot cheaper than buying flowers.
Yeah, you get bonus points for it as well. And you might have to make sure she watches it, but that's besides the point. That's not our fault.
Yeah, especially if you're watching on a telly rather than on a device.
Yeah. George Taylor says, hello, I'm taking a bit of a nap while you're on in the background, so please keep the noise to a minimum. I don't know that we should do that. I think we should be loud.
I think we'll all need to go to our Radio 4 voices for that, for our Jazz FM voices.
I think we all need to go to our quiet jazz time voices.
But if I won't do it right. I'll get close to the mic and I'll still be loud. So
We've got to come right close to the microphone and say thank you for watching. Please remember to turn off your television sets.
Cashier number 3.
I've got to tell you, my local hospital, they've got like they've got it's sort of like in a reception desk where you walk up and say, "Hello, I'm here for the whatever." They've just got these like cashier spots, like 4 or 5 of them. And you walk in, you queue up, and it goes ding. It says, "Desk number 5, please," or "We position." I can't help but every time it goes ping, I go, "Cashier number 4, please." And we were sat in the little cafe, and every time it's done, I'm going, "Cashier number 5," and everybody's looking at me like, "What's that guy doing that?"
Yeah. Yeah. Can I have 2 stamps and can I send a parcel, please? Sorry, you're at the hospital.
Well, actually, Tony, who's our good friend who hasn't been on for a while, who we keep trying to needle to get on the live show, he actually works at my local hospital. So I did say to him once, "Have you never been tempted to reprogram it so it says cashier number 4?" And he went, "Strangely enough, we have been tempted."
I've been told not to do that.
Yeah,
We've got a shout out from Rob Barlow. He says, "Can you tell my wifey she needs to put the kettle on?"
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know if we can do that. That might get us in trouble.
Yeah, Barry, but just about Barry Toomey. I did receive the answer to your question. I've just deleted it, so I've got to go find. I've got to go find it. It's in
the bin folder.
It's in the deleted items. I'll just reinstate it.
Ted was getting a bit handy there with the buttons, weren't you?
Yeah, I'll press the button. Good job. I'm not in charge of the live stream buttons tonight. Right.
Yes, I've got control of the buttons tonight, so at least he's not going to accidentally stop the stream or anything. Aviad Madar says, "Nice, Fox is back. How is Mama Fox feeling, mate?" Mama Fox is fine. Thank you very much. Thank you to everyone who sent their best wishes and thoughts and things for Mum while she was doing all the hospital stuff. She's doing absolutely fine. So we're getting back to normal now. So thank you to everyone who sent their best wishes. And so
we hope we're not going to see a duster appear in the corner today.
No, she's under orders to just sit on her ass and not do anything like that. So.
Mums like that sort of prescription, don't they? From
yeah, it's amazing how I've actually been able to. I've gotten good at making tea now, and it's kind of
have you learned to work the washing machine and things like that?
I could do that anyway.
Have you got a definite list as to how long that lasts for, though? Because in 3.5 years, she might be saying, "No, I'm not allowed to go and make tea."
Yeah, I can't do the walking to the kitchen.
No.
Yes, there's a limit in here. In the hat.
Ron Mack says, "Evening, chaps. I thought I'd let you know he's having a grilled cheese on crusted bread and a can of Foster's."
So that's a Welsh rarebit and a beer. Ooh.
Excellent combo.
Colin at Festa 60. Oh, don't forget, of course, tonight's mods. Colin at Festa. Wow, hello. Been away for a week. I can't do the talking. Colin at Festa 67's workshop and Dad, or Mike Mountain, as most people know his real name, are your mods for tonight. So do look after them. Colin says it's Whispering Bob when we were doing our close to camera bit. I've actually spoken to Whispering Bob Harris on the telephone.
Was he whispering?
He was. It was like I worked in a call center for a telecoms company, and it was his business phone line in his house, and it was faulty. So I was talking to. For the first few times I called, it was his missus, and the company was called Bob Harris Limited, and I'm like. Nothing to it. And then I was speaking to them. I said, "Oh, is that Mr. Harris?" "Oh, yes, talking away." And I was like, "His voice sounds..." I said, "You're going to hate this, but your voice sounds really familiar. Your company's called Bob Harris. You're not Whispering Bob Harris, are you?" And he went, "Yeah." I went, "Wow." And yet he was really quiet. So
if he's always whispering, then surely he's not actually whispering. That's just his voice.
To his family, he's just Bob. He's not whispering.
My claim to fame. Have I got claim to fame? I've been told to off by the Duke of Edinburgh.
Told off.
Were you off? Because I was taking his picture when he was in a foul mood after just completing in the the horse trials.
Right.
So, he was in a foul mood, so he told me to go off.
I seem to remember my dad was nominated for a BAFTA one year, and I had to sit next to, I think it was Princess Anne, for no apparent reason whatsoever. So him and my mum were sat next to Princess Anne, or it might have been Michael of Kent, I don't know. And apparently she was kind of really annoying and a bit throwy with the food and something, I don't know. I can't remember. I'll have to find out for next time.
So there's one for the chat. What's your claim to fame? Who have you met?
I've heard Madar says we need to chip in and send Mama Fox a bell. It'll ring and Fox comes running with a hot cup of tea. No, she just shouts up the stairs, "Can I have a brew? Are you making a brew?" Or the best bit is when I go downstairs, and because like there's this routine in this house that whenever I come downstairs and I'm making a brew, I always make Mum a brew. but she just makes herself a brew at some point and then just goes and drinks it. Never asks, or usually doesn't bother asking me. And I'm like, oh, I see. Is that the way it is? So it's got to the point now where I'll go downstairs to make a brew and it'll be like, oh, look, there's a cup on the unit. And oh, look, the kettle is still warm. So she'll put a cup out and turn the kettle on to boil it up and then just wait for me to come downstairs. Like, oh, you're making a brew.
That's good. Well, it's nice to warm the kettle up for you, so that's fine.
Yeah, she's doing something like that.
Yeah, the kettle's already hot, so it won't take long to heat back up. Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Your cup seems to have fallen over and landed the right way up. And also the kettle's magically warmed itself up.
Speedy Q8 says, I see Chris has found his internet. Yeah, my internet died actually while I was still at work. Apparently Virgin Media had a big problem all over the country, according to certain pictures that I've seen, big outages and covering everything. And it did die, then it came back, and then it died again. And then about 10 minutes before we came on air, it came back again. So hopefully it will stay online. But if I do disappear, then it would just mean the internet's dead for everybody. So you won't be able to see it.
Well, hopefully you don't leave us because you've got all what's in store.
Yeah. I have somewhere. Yeah, I've done a what's in store this week, so you can all get ready to start thinking.
We have a claim for fame. Digger Evans says, I actually did meet Saddam Hussein face to face in Baghdad.
Ooh.
That's a good thing, actually. If you've got a claim to fame, like you've met someone famous or something like that, or you are famous, we don't know. You can. Yeah, just put it in chat and tell us.
If you're famous and don't want anyone to know, tell us in chat, but don't put it in bold because then people will see it. Just put it in sort of lowercase.
And if you're rich and famous, my email address for PayPal payments is. Yeah, if you've got a claim to fame, stick it in chat and we'll read it out and tell the entire world that whatever.
Dave Cardboard made fish and chips for I've lost it. Ian Gilliam. Gillian.
Who?
Ian Gillian.
Ian who? Where are we? Where's Dave Cardboard?
Ian Gillan.
Ian Gillan.
I'm not sure. Who's Ian Gillan? Or is it a typo that someone else that we don't know?
Clarify that one for us. We'll probably be impressed when we know who it is.
Rob Ballard met Spit the Dog.
Ding! I stood next to Liam Gallagher in a urinal once. I had to go for a wee in a pub in Chelmsford. No, not Chelmsford. I don't know. Some part. I'm not from down south. It's some London place. It's been 20 years ago now. Anyway, I was in London staying with some friends, and I had to go for a wee in a pub, and stood in the urinal, and there's Liam Gallagher stood next to me.
It's a bit embarrassing when you meet somebody in the toilet, don't you? It's
well, when it's somebody famous.
Well, you do that anyway. You don't know where. Yeah. Phil Kett has a claim to fame. Says performing at the Royal Tournament and at the Royal Albert Hall. Actually, I've done that as well.
Wait, what?
Have you?
I used to be in the Boys Brigade, and we had a bugle band. I played there at the Royal Albert Hall one year. Many years ago. It might be the same time. I don't know what they did, but yeah, I was one of several hundred boys doing it, so it wasn't not exactly a spotlight moment, but yeah.
Dave Cardboard clarifies Ian Gillan was the singer for Deep Purple.
Okay.
At this point, like Dave Waswingham Barker is probably screaming at the telly to say, "Come on, you knew that."
Philip Prime says he almost got run over by Sterling Moss on a moped. Who was on the moped? Were you on the moped?
Good point. Yeah. I couldn't see Sterling Moss being on a moped.
I wouldn't have thought so, but.
George Taylor says Michael Jackson came to his office to look at his artwork. I met the guy that drew. I assume he's still alive. Beryl the Peril and Dennis the Menace and that lot, because he used to work at Cosgrove Hall, and my dad arranged for me to. I think I've told about it before. I did a tour of Cosgrove Hall. That was my cartoons, and he looked at him and was like, "You do hands really well." Yeah.
Michael Jackman's got one that's going to upset Fox. I met Sally James, February 1976.
What? Sally James wins.
That was when she was in her prime.
Now, Joanna Hammond says, even indirectly saying, RH anyway is not good. I'm going to guess RH is Rolf Harris. I don't know why. I've not seen. I'm guessing there's a Rolf Harris
just one from Spruggu, who's been a hero. He said he saved a woman's life by giving her CPR. Well done.
Awesome.
Colin
Fester 67 Workshop says he worked with Pete Staples from the Trogs and had a pint with Noddy Holder. Oh, there you go.
Did it go around shouting, "It's Christmas"?
And it was July.
John Byers has met Colin Powell in person. Very nice. And Shadow and Scale Model says, I'm Spartacus.
Philip Prime does say Sterling Moss was on the moped. It was the British Grand Prix 1989. He had a Siggy girl on the back.
I've just heard Mama Fox's TV downstairs go, "It's Chris." 30-second delay confirmed.
Oh.
James Chapman has met Charlie Slater from EastEnders. Yeah, that we soaps.
Wow.
Don't do soaps.
Just changing the subject to model painting for the moment. Ron Mack sends a question.
Oh, okay.
He says, I started using acrylic paints for his base coat, but I only have the other colour is enamel. Would it be okay to use it? Yeah, it will work pretty well that way around. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult using the other way around unless it's really gone off and gone hard, but you shouldn't have any particular problems.
If your acrylic's been dry and cured for 24 hours, then you should be absolutely fine. But the thing is, you can put enamel on top of acrylic. It's cured. Just don't ever put acrylic on top of enamel because you never know with enamels. It also depends what you've got coming up. If you need to go over that enamel with something else, like more acrylics, enamels are a pain to know exactly when they're fully cured. I tend to go by the rule of don't ever put paint on top of enamels. So make sure there's nothing else needs to go on top of the enamel. If it does, then I would wait till you've got acrylic instead because it's a bit more hassle than it's worth.
You can do it. You can get away with it, but you've really got to let it burn off and sort of go hard and dry. Otherwise, it'll just crackle.
I mean, because if I was putting the enamel down and there was nothing else going on that apart from maybe some weathering later on, I'd be fine. But if I knew I had to put more acrylic paint over the top of that enamel, I wouldn't do it. It's not worth the risk because enamel can take days. Enamel can cure overnight, or it can take months, or it can take 5 days, or it can take half an hour. You never know. And if it's still active and gassing off and still remove it and gassing off its solvents, anything on top of it is going to alligator skin. It's going to be horrible. So, yeah.
Sprugler Alex got a question. He says, why isn't Mama Fox in live chat? She might be. You don't know. She's not going to say she's Mama Fox, is she?
She's watching on Xbox.
She could be any one of you.
She's on to YouTube, on to Xbox. There's no live chat. And when she watches on iPad, there's no live chat on that either. So.
She could borrow your phone. Chat away now. Oh, what else have we got coming in?
George Taylor says to top his meeting with Michael Jackson, he also had a nice conversation with Mick Jimenez.
Oh, right. Give you any hints and tips, perhaps?
Yes.
Joanna Hammond says, don't forget you can use that curing effect to your benefit to create cracked leather.
Yes. You can actually use it to your effect, to your benefit. It's called, well, it does different things. Sometimes it goes like the cracked dry lake bed, which is called alligatoring, where the paint underneath the enamel is still curing and the paint on top is cured, so it's rock hard and solid. But the curing paint underneath expands it and contracts it, and that's why it goes into alligator skin. And yeah, it can look like cracked leather or old wood. Can be quite useful. But it might not be the effect you want.
Sprugler Alex says, I am Mama Fox.
That would explain a lot.
Is that why I don't win anything?
Yeah. Digger Evans says, Fox, did you draw Danger Mouse? No, but I met the guy that was colouring it.
What, they get somebody to draw it and there's somebody to colour it?
Well, there was the paint and trace department was a grumpy looking female student, 18-year-old who was there going, I'm colouring it. Personal stereo one going, I'm colouring it in. The inking department was a bloke with a photocopier. I mean, it was a proper, rostrum thing. It wasn't a photocopy, but it may as well have been a photocopier from the pencil sketch. They penciled it in and they took a photocopy onto tracing paper and changed the contrast so it looked like ink. And then I met a guy who was painting a background for Danger Mouse, and it wasn't. It was for Duckula. And it was, I can tell you the exact episode. There's some episode, I can't remember the specifics, but he goes to the Louvre in Paris. And there's some criminal dudes there, I think. I can't remember the specifics, but he was painting one of the backdrops at the Louvre in Paris. And it was a guy with punk hair. It was bright red punk hair. And apparently, it turns out he's local to me. And he went off to do other things. And he apparently worked, I could be wrong here, but I think he worked on the animated movie, The Fantastic Mr. Fox. The one that looks terrible? It's got really bad animation and terrible puppets.
I'll try and avoid anything that's got Fox in it.
No.
You failed tonight then, didn't you?
Didn't animators used to paint on acetate? Isn't that how they did it in the old days? I suppose.
Yeah. They paint on the clear acetate.
Yeah. Because
I think they paid the pencil sketches and things like that were done on the Tracy paper.
I use the one background and multiple frames over the top, can't
Yeah. But it was basically they would draw it out in pencil on the onion skin paper that would go into the rostrum, which would take the photograph and underexpose it or overexpose it so it comes out black onto the acetate. Then it would go off to the colouring department, which was the grumpy-looking student who would sit there and colour it all in. And then it would go off to the filmy.
LD says, anyone watching the Model Railway show on 5? If you are, give me a choo-choo.
Yeah, I've been watching that. Yeah, it's all right. It's entertainment, I think. Not hardcore railway modelling, but there's one or two ideas that come out of it. It's quite good for if you watch it. Get some ideas for your dioramas and things.
Yeah, I saw the last bit of the first episode, I think, but didn't see much more than that.
Yeah, I think it's on Channel 5, so you can watch it on catch up if you want to see them all, or just wait. There's sort of they have different themes each week, but sometimes it's quite good to get some ideas out of it.
It does amuse me that when British TV does actually do something related to model making, which is very, very rare, they always choose, let's be honest, one of the least interesting parts of the model making scene. Model trains. It's not the most exciting part of the.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like there's so much cool things they could focus on, but they always seem to focus on model trains. It's depressing, really, for all that don't.
I think they're looking at what will probably draw in the biggest sort of viewers. Like everybody seems to like model railways in one form or another, so that's probably the way to go. I think
it's Channel 5 though. Channel 5 is not a young man's channel. It's not aimed at that kind of. I wouldn't have thought. It's a very strange thing for Channel 5 to put on.
Chris Belchin says, hi everyone, glad to be back after all this time. What do you mean you didn't notice I was missing in action? My claim to fame, I met the crazy gang at eModels.co.uk.
Oh, you mean us?
Yes.
Oh, right. Yes. Next time, autographs will be available.
Scale Model Muse says, trains are awesome, Foxy. They are. They're just not the most exciting part of the model making hobby, I think.
Yeah, I think it's like any genre of model making. It's a case where people will either buy a ready-made railway set and just put it on a board and have them running around and be enjoy it. Other people will go to fantastic detail and make the most out of building and detailing and not particularly bothered about running trains around the track. So it's horses for courses, really, whatever you're into. Yeah, but I support anybody that has any interest in modelling abilities.
LD says, I miss Scrapyard Challenge. So yeah, that's ultimate scratch building, isn't it, really?
I think I don't miss Scrapyard Challenge, but I think television should definitely have more Robert Llewellyn on it. I mean, no, I know, although I do joke because our Tony, who
Tony is Robert Llewellyn.
He basically
there might be.
He can pull a face. Look, I've got a photograph of Robert Llewellyn pulling a silly face, and it looks just like Tony.
Have you ever seen them both in the same room?
No, never.
Well, that's it then.
Just going back up the question, the chat. Anders Eriksson asks, how many simultaneous building products do we have on the go at the same time?
One, two.
I think I've got two.
I've got my Strike, Torox. Well, if I include all the different bits of my Warhammer armor, about 32, because I've got different units of soldiers, but technically I've got my Strike Gundam and I've got my Torox Prime, and I've got a Mortarion, and I've got my Warhammer Conquest, and too many.
Do my two tugs count as one or two?
Two.
Yes,
they're both exactly the same. So
that's all right.
Yeah, but they came out of two boxes.
They came out of two boxes. Yeah, so I got the two tugs that I'm doing, and this war hamster thing that I've started. So just three really, two and a half or three.
Yeah, Mike Mountain says, don't forget the Falcon Fox. Yeah, it's not started yet though. Oh well, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, the big. There's always the big Agostini Falcon that I'll never finish.
But Chris, you've got the CPO as well.
No, it's finished.
It's finished.
What about
the R2? Yeah, I suppose you could count that as well. Then, yeah, okay.
It's a model kit.
It doesn't count as an ongoing project because it's done. All I can do for now until I get some more bits through the post.
Okay.
Did you notice there how I mentioned Star Wars without being prompted?
I did. You got the wrong character, but yeah.
Got the wrong. I knew which one I was. I knew what I was on about.
Yeah. Now, just on that, Zaz to mention something which is a nice little segue actually.
Did you say it's 6 episodes? Oh no, it was James Chapman and Sprugler Addict and everybody else that said 6 episodes. No.
Shut up. Just shut up now with the talking and everything, the numbers and the sentences. It's not.
That's made a comment in there, mate. You might want to read that.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. So Zaz made a comment. Now we were thinking earlier on about how to get this into the conversation, but I said somebody's going to mention. Sorry, Ted said somebody mentioned it in chat. Zaz says, "I see there's a perfect grade Millennium Falcon on its way, so I shall lock the screen on me, and I shall screen share because
Ted's going to do the
my entire screen, which is ka-ching. Now, we're not doing the what's in store section yet, but are you guys getting that? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Go on, kids, see that.
We wanted to mention this because it's kind of an epic thing. It seems, and this caught me by surprise, I didn't know this, but it seems that for up until recently, in the US, in America, you could quite easily buy Bandai Star Wars kits through a company called Bluefin. They have the distribution rights in the US. In the Asian territories, Bandai obviously could distribute their own stuff through their own distribution network and their own distributors and resellers. So you could buy Star Wars Bandai stuff there. In Europe, and especially in the UK, you were a bit screwed because there was the only real Star Wars licensee in Europe and UK was Revell, who just sold their own kits, which they're not Bandai quality. Let's just leave it at that. Anyway, so your entire official choice was Revell. But you could still get Bandai stuff, but because there was no official distribution network for them, there was no Bandai couldn't officially sell them to distributors in Europe because they didn't have the license to do it, and they'd lose their license if they did. You could only buy them from third-party sellers who got them through other means, and often that meant you'd pay a lot more than you should have done, and you had to pay massive extra charge on top because they had to pay all the import taxes to get them, and then that was passed on to you. However, that's now changed. Despite what any of us think about Revell, they have actually come to an agreement with Bandai to rebox and distribute their Star Wars kits in Europe and the UK, which means in the same way that they rebox the Fine Molds Millennium Falcon and some of the smaller ships as their Master Series, they're now they are reboxing or relabeling the perfect grade Millennium Falcon from Bandai. Yes, it's an amazing thing because it means we're officially going to have access to Bandai Star Wars. And I would suspect, now I'm making this as an assumption, don't take this as official word from eModels. Obviously, they've got the perfect grade Falcon in now. It would logically follow then that if Revell are, and I believe they are going to be distributing the rest of the Star Wars kits from Bandai, they should follow soon. So if you've been itching to get your hands on Bandai Star Wars, but the prices you've been seeing have been ridiculous because they're grey imports, that's all about to change. Your favorite online retailer, Ted. Oh, I was hoping for a little Ted thing there.
eModels.co.uk.
Yes, your favorite online retailer will, I would suspect, have those in stock because they'll just be part of Rebel.
I do believe the official eModels quote said that the Revell Star Wars range was starting with.
Yes, this is the first of them, and I have no doubts at all that they'll get the rest of them because it's just distributed through.
There's certainly going to be something else or others, yeah. But we don't know quite what yet.
I think Pete Mate must be in a position where he can speak to the guys who are in the know. So
yeah, well, he will because they're major Revell and Tamiya stockists and things like that. So, but if you don't know what this is, basically, it's your best chance at getting a very, very accurate Millennium Falcon kit. Your 4 options up to now have been very bad Revell kits that aren't accurate in any way, shape, or form. The Revell Master Series, which is the Fine Molds kit, which is only available in the US, which is about £300. The original Fine Molds kit, which is available anywhere, which is long out of print, but you can still get it, is about £300. Or the D'Agostini Millennium Falcon, which is studio scale, is £900 and is a part work. And the reality is that none of those are actually as accurate as the Bandai kit, which is a snap fit kit. It's a push fit kit. It's a perfect grade. For those of you who don't know, your Bandai perfect grade are their absolute prestige kits. They've got the most parts, the most complicated mechanisms and everything. It's super, super detailed and accurate to the A New Hope filming miniature. And I've seen a comparison between this one, the Bandai one, and the Fine Molds, Revell rebox of the Fine Molds Falcon. And I've seen them both compared, and they are different shapes, but there's a very good reason. The Fine Molds Revell Master Series one is the Empire Strikes Back Falcon. This is the A New Hope Falcon, which is fatter and rounder and a bit bigger. So yeah, if you've been jonesing to get your hands on a very high quality, very accurate Millennium Falcon, including photo etch parts and lighting kit built in, then you want to snag one of these. It's available for pre-order. It's due to come out, I think, towards the end of November. But if you've been looking to get hold of one, now's your chance. If you've been wanting to get one of these, now's your chance of getting this. If you're in the UK, it's brilliant because you can get it next day delivery and you can get it without having to pay import charges. There you go. So
Scale Model Muse says, Foxy, my birthday's coming up. You can buy that for me.
I wish.
And Spruglo Addicts is asking if this is tonight's prize.
No. No. Now, I will say that I have had a chat with the guys at eModels, and although I was going to be doing the Panther Ausf G tank for my next eModels build, I'm not now. I'm doing this. Yeah, as soon as this was revealed, I'm like, Pete, I'm sending the tank back. Please send me the Millennium Falcon. I'll do it as your next eModels build. So, yes, I will be doing this as an eModels build.
Does that leave me to build a Panther myself then? I'm not going to have anybody to build it with.
I know.
Spruglo now says, can anyone in chat lend me 300 quid, please?
No, you might be wondering about that and thinking, wow, how is that? This is very expensive. It's one of those kits. It's one of those prestige kits. If you've never, I'm not screen sharing, am I?
No.
If you've never done a perfect grade kit before, like I said, it's Bandai's absolute premium range of kits. They're super detailed. There's like 1 trillion parts in this. It has moving components. It has a full lighting kit built in or inside that you can install. It has photo etch parts. It's a massive number of parts, and it's all push fit. There's no gluing required, which means you can have the entire fun. It's just the building is like fun, and then the time you can spend is on the painting and the weathering. It does come with like 1 trillion decals as well. And if you've ever made a Falcon kit before, it puts the fine molds decals to shame. Because it contains all the obvious known color swatches for all the different panels. It also has like over 100 in tiny markings that very accurately represent all the little markings on the side of the studio model. For example, some of the markings on the studio model were actually they were like half the Tamiya logo from a set of Tamiya decals. They cut it in half and stick it on a tank like that big somewhere on the Falcon somewhere. And the guys at Bandai have gone in and looked at all the original markings and just copied them. So it's going to be like the most accurate.
James Chapman said it could be a community build. Yeah, but all the guys in chat, they could buy one and then add a bit and send it on to the next one. Then it come back.
Lots of people in chat are going to be very disappointed if you don't make 6 episodes out of this build.
Oh, it might take more than 6 episodes, I think.
Zesta says 6 18-hour-long episodes.
Yeah.
Would be all right.
But it'll be the first time that I've actually had chance to film how I paint and weather a Millennium Falcon, because I built 3 now. The first one I did was when I just had a blog. I didn't have a YouTube channel, so I didn't film it. The second one was a commission, so I couldn't film it. And the third one was another commission that I couldn't film either. So it was the first chance I've had to actually film how I did the Millennium Falcon. So looking forward to it. It's going to be towards the end of the year, I would suspect. I've got to finish my Strike Gundam first, and I've got another commission build to do before that. So it's going to be a while. I'll obviously get it when it comes out, but it'll be a while before I get it started. But yes, that will be my next eModels build.
On that note, Hayden Dill he's just popped in. Says hi, eModels. Stopping by for a quick question. What do we think of 1/200 ship models and other large term long build projects? A bit like this really. He plans to do the Nelson this Christmas. Yeah, it's going to be like this Falcon, isn't it? It's going to be a long term build.
Well, the Falcon itself isn't a long build at all. It's not even a long paint job. It's the beauty of it. It's not a big project.
No,
Falcon in a few.
I stand corrected. I thought it would be a big.
There's lots of little bits, but they all go together really quickly.
Yeah, and even if you're doing like the Fire Molds Falcon, which is a glue kit, it can take you maybe 3 or 4 days to build the thing, but the paint job is actually pretty much only a few colors because it's all basically one color. So it doesn't compare to like a big like sailing ship or something like that. It's not a big project. But to go back to the question, yes, carry on. You're the ship guy around here.
Well, I suppose it's not just ships. It's any long-term model projects. I've been doing a long-term model project for quite a while now, for one reason or another. But yeah, they are they are something to get into. You can build them, put them aside, do something else, come back to it, and eventually end up with usually a very well detailed, large, impressive model. So I'd never ever rule out or advise anybody to rule out doing a long-term project. Yeah, they really come together in the end. They do beat you down. Don't on the downside, they do beat you down, and sometimes you can get a little bit sick of it, and it'll sit in the corner untouched for a little while.
Yeah, you might want to do something else in between occasionally.
Yeah, but yeah, don't just tie yourself down to doing that long-term one long-term model. Get something else. Get something in the short term as well to build, just so it can sit in the corner. And you can just mull it over and then get back to it. So
my advice would be, if you're doing that, if you have like a long, slow burn project that goes on whilst other things are happening, make sure you've got space to have it somewhere. Because the worst thing because this is my entire workspace here, and the worst thing I can do is have like all these things on sprues here, on sticks for spraying, plus another build here, and then I've got to move the other build out the way and keep moving stuff. It gets on my nerves so much. That's why I tend to only do one build at once, because everything takes up the whole space. So if you've got like a slow burner project, make sure you can just like pop it up on the shelf above the workspace. Just very quickly move it out the way, because it becomes a real pain. And after a while, you'll sit there and think, I'm not going to touch that because I'm just going to have to move everything out the way. And so make sure you've got somewhere to put it.
Yeah,
so you can still see it and look at it, and you can have the thoughts about it. You can sit there going, oh, I need to get back to that if it's sat just above your desk. Because if you put it away in a box, it'll just stay in the box forever and you'll never get back to it.
Yeah, like I know, since moving house, I'm back to a very small bench just stuck in the corner here. But when I first started building, and I was building really big model, radio control model ships, I was building them on the dinner table. And then you sort of finish building for the night. You have to pack everything away. All your tools went back in the box, and the ship itself went up on a shelf above on the bookshelf. So you think, I can't be bothered getting it all out tonight. Or you try and leave it on the dinner table, everything out, and you just hope you didn't get shouted at. So.
For no particular reason that I can discern at all, Spruglo Addict is offering his 2 children house train for £300.
Yeah, he said above, does anyone in chat want to buy 2 children? Very well behaved 45% of the time.
Yeah.
He needs a sudden cash flow of £300 for some unknown reason. I'm not sure.
I could probably see that there'll be a few kiddies for sale on eBay this week.
Yes. With that Falcon, though, I meant to say during the stint, it is pre-order. And what they'll basically do is they will order as many kits as they get pre-orders, and probably a few extra on top. So if you really do want one, it's not coming out till like November time. If you really do want one, don't wait till they'll sell out, until it gets in stock and then sells out straight away. Get yourself a pre-order in now, and that way at least then they know that you want one and they can get one in for you when it launches.
Yeah. So if you want it, slap it in your basket because it won't be there long.
Yep. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. People have said what they're doing. Festa 67 Workshop he's got his 1/8 scale Jaguar E-Type on the go. Yes.
His slow build.
Slow build.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Avid Madder says he got a degree. If he ever gets that kit, he's not going to show up in the office for a week.
Yep.
Yeah, James Chapman says, boss, what's your reason for time off work? Me, just bought the perfect grade Millennium Falcon.
Good enough reason. I think the doctor will put that on a sick note for you. If you go see the doctor, say Millennium Falcon sickness.
PG Falcon, I know what you meant. If you've got a slow burn project in the background, if you've got like a big old thing that you've been working on forever, like Ted's U-boat or Tony Helgen 3.5, he's got his Araldite the Wonder Horse. When we do eventually get him on a live show, do ask him about Araldite.
Everyone asks you about Araldite.
Yeah, Araldite the Wonder Horse. It's been going on for about 2 years. And I realised, Ted, the other day that your U-boat thing started in 2016.
We started just after we met at Telford, so we didn't go last year.
Yeah, it was. I saw the video the other day where you were getting it in the back of the car, and it was 2016. It was November.
Well, a bit, yeah. So
you're not going to finish it in 2018, are you?
I remember I was joking.
You never know. On that note, what I should have asked what everybody's been doing, because what I've been doing for the past few days, I've been making a little video. I've been doing another episode of it. Well, scene for the videos for the the U-boat build. So it's coming together. We're starting, getting back there now. It's just like I said before, it's having to move everything out of the way now because I just haven't got my model bench like I used to have. So we'll get there. And on that note, what have you been doing this week? Because we haven't done that, have we? Or have we?
Yeah, we've only been 45 minutes.
Who are you talking to, though, Ted?
What?
Who are you asking?
Chris, what have you been doing this week?
Well, it's easier if you ask a particular one of us, because then that one can answer. This week, I've been almost finishing the tugs. There is one.
Chris will forever now be known as Chris Two Tugs Williams.
Two tugs, yeah. This is the second of the two tugs. The other one's in a box over there because that's the shiny one. This is the old worn out one, which I leave out exposed to the world and dust and things. Still got some decals to finish up putting on it, but I do like decals. I like putting decals on kits because it really grounds them for me. Things like putting the email name thing across there. Without it, it's just a kit. But when you start putting on tiny little decals, it makes it a small model of a thing rather than just bits of plastic glued together. So I've almost finished those. And I've also been starting on one of the Warhammery things. A Dark Elder Raider, apparently. I did this yesterday. I've been experimenting. First time I tried sort of like the feathering and the blending of paints one to the other. So I gave it a gloss black base coat and then airbrushed on some gold across the bottom here, sort of fading it up into the black. And then I've used some metallic black at the top, sort of fading it down into the gold. And it you can't really see it on the camera there, but it gives a nice fade between the black and the gold.
I've got a shader
what I was aiming for.
That does that.
So I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I've got a shader in Destiny 2 that has the same look and it's really nice.
So I've got the bits of all that I've been doing up yesterday. And that's it, really. So I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing next. After I've finished the tugs, I do need to do a diorama for the tugs, which I've got ideas for how to do it, but I'm going to build another kit before I go back and finish them off properly.
Have we decided what your next eModels build is yet?
No. My next eModel build is still up for grabs. Not sure. I've had a few suggestions through in the email, but keep them coming. If you have a suggestion for me, pretty much it's going to have to be 1 to 144 because that's my thing. But yeah, send them to Ted at eModels, emodels.co.uk, with just one Ted and one eModels in it.
Yeah, it needs to be obviously from eModels. It needs to be an eModel kit that eModels stock, and ideally it must be 1/144 scale. So just mail in your idea for what Chris can build.
Yeah, I've got kits of my own to build at some point as well. So if I'm not going to build something that I've already got sitting in the stash because I don't want to build two of them. Two tugs was enough, but yeah. And I just did the Gundam, the Zaku, and my other one that I did for eModels was the big Starlifter plane. So preferably not a Gundam or a plane or a boat, because I've just done a boat as well. So I'll mix it up a bit, but keep them coming, and any suggestions we'll keep hold of for the time after when I can't decide what else I want to do.
Yeah, because Chris does have access to the Ted at eModels mailbox now, so you can send them. And
Spinny Q8 says, "Do the perfect grade Falcon, Chris. Fire it out with Foxx."
Fox scale.
Do half each. Fox can build it. You can paint.
Ted can do one as well.
Yeah, Fox will build it. You can paint
I'm
it.
sure Pete Mate will be fine sending out 3 of them to us.
That'll be the Christmas build, the Christmas show. Live for 2 weeks.
And over to you, Fox. I appreciate you probably been looking after Mama Fox this past week, but have you had any time at the bench?
Not really. I've had a little bit of time today, so I have
Lost it.
working on my I lost the end of the sentence. I've keep meaning to get back to, and have finally been able to get back to my master grade Strike Rouge Uotori, available now from eModels.co.uk. I think it's in stock, which I'm building for someone. And all I've got so far is everything's been off the sprues. I've de-sprued and denubbed everything. All the inner frame's been done. I think I showed that before. The inner frame has been done and is all nice and metallicized and shiny metallic with the C1 and the Vallejo real metal colors. So that's been done. So finally now I've got onto the armor. The armor has all been primed with the UMP grey primer, which is very nice. UMP grey primer. And all I need to do now is spend some time tomorrow doing the pre-shading, which I'm going to use Tamiya Rubber Black, my favorite for pre-shading. And then I have mixed some colors. Those of you who know the Strike Rouge will know it's supposed to be pink. It's supposed to be like a light pink, a dark pink, and a white that's just all slightly pink. And I dropped the lid. But I've changed it because the guy I'm making it for wants it to be purple. So I have mixed up a mess of purples. We have a bright purple. Well, it kind of looks like congealed blood, but it's a purple. I've got a kind of grey, dull purple. I mixed a white colour, which is actually, if you put it next to white, it looks like very, very light purple, but without any frame of reference, it just looks like white. And I have the original Vallejo Mecha colour purple, which I'm going to use as well. And all the mixes are a mix of Mecha colour purple, Mecha colour, because I wanted to try these Mecha colours out, Mecha colour white grey, and then a little bit of Vallejo game colour off white, just to lighten the white grey a bit. So they're all mixes of those colours. So yeah, mixing your own paints is quite good fun. But if there's one thing I've learned today, it's that making a bright purple is really, really hard. It's actually really, really hard. Because whatever you try and mix generally comes out looking like either red or blue or Vimpto.
Oh, Vimpto is a good colour.
I know, but it's just like not when I'm trying to make a bright purple, and I was trying to basically make. Have I got an example of it somewhere? I was trying to make. No, I haven't got anything here now, but a bright purple, and I couldn't mix it at all. No matter how much the blue and the red and the whites.
I'm just trying to think if you could, is purple bright?
Well, yeah, you can see bright purples. It's just really, really hard to mix. So, but I've managed to get some nice, good sort of dark. It's like a real dark, warm purple. So I'm quite happy with that now. So that's going to work. It's not going to be bright, not like highlighter pen or marker pen purple. Like Sprue Glue Addict's logo on the chat is the kind of purple I was trying to get, and I couldn't.
I've got Terrier purple.
Yes,
it's quite a bright purple.
Well, I had all the paints there. I didn't want to buy a specific purple because I had paints to mix. So but other than that, I've been sort of spending time with Mum Foxx because she's been in hospital. But other than that, that's it. Really, I've not had a lot of time. So,
Aviad Madar says, check out Vallejo fluorescent paints. Perfect for that.
Oh yeah, a bit too bright for me, I think.
You can't say you want it bright and then no, it's too bright.
I don't mean bright like burn your eyes out, but like Sprue Glue's purple. That's kind of a bold purple. I was looking for that. So.
Spid says, how about a white or silver base with built-up candy type to get a bright purple?
Could do. It's not going to be weathered much. Again, it's not my build. It's for somebody else, so it's what they want. So there was, by the way, a question while I've got the camera. Gareth Redfern says, question, does anybody know how to make Tamiya paints easier to hand paint? Yes, don't use Tamiya paints to hand paint.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I always found that you put the first coat down, put the second coat on, and it reactivates the first coat, takes it off again.
Yeah, you can brush paint Tamiya paints, but they're different to water-based acrylics in that if you overpaint an area that's not fully dry, it'll ball up and it'll go all lumpy and horrible. They're alcohol-based, they're not water-based, so they don't behave the same way as water-based acrylics. You can thin them and paint with them, but they don't give you the best finish. They can, but you've got to get it just right with the thinness and how thin you mix them. So my genuine advice would be, unless you're painting little details, don't brush paint. To me, is just go for water-based acrylics. You'll find it's a lot less hassle. Like Vallejo paints, the game color, the normal color range, or the Mecha range, or the Air range are actually quite good to brush with. Any of the Vallejo colors, Citadel paints, anything like that, just try not to brush paint with Tamiya's. You can do it. It's just a lot of a hassle to get it.
Yeah, some people seem to be very successful in doing it, but it's magic, and I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like airbrushing with Ammo by MIG paints. They airbrush really, really well if you get them exactly right. So if somebody's just starting out, I never recommend the Ammo paints to an absolute beginner because there are other paints that are easier to apply without having to think about it. But if you do it right, they look fantastic. You've just got to get it right. It's like Vallejo primers. I will burn a Vallejo primer and never use it, but I know there are people that can use Vallejo primers. But you have to do the right incantations and get the ratio right and get the pressure right and get it. So many things you have to get exactly right to make them work. It's just not worth the hassle. I
think it's all down to sacrificing a puppy to the gods.
That's the thing. I mean, there are some products that you can use, like the UMP primers, like the UMP, or you'll also know them as Badger Steinal Res or Ammo one-shot primers. People say, what primer should I use? And I always recommend these. And they say, why? People say, why do I always pimp these all the time? Because you can put this on even if you're a mouth-breathing idiot, and it won't go wrong. You can apply this. You can do the worst airbrush session in the world. You can spray it all over. You can brush it on, and they'll still come out looking really nice. And I say it's also known as Ammo One Shot or Badger Steinal Res. And my golden rule is, if there are two products, one of which is fiddly to use, and you've got to get it just right, and you've got to have the right pressure and the right thinness, and you've got to mix it the right way, and you've got to get it perfect, otherwise it won't work. And then you've got a product that you can just throw at a wall and it'll stick. I'm going to use that one every time because I'm an idiot. Therefore, I like simple idiot things. So yes, I would say try using a water-based acrylic like Vallejo or Citadel or something else. Don't brush. I mean, for little details they're fine, but for painting areas, just don't.
Particularly if you're just going to give something one coat, small details.
And especially things like figures. And if the one thing you can do with water-based acrylics that you can't do with Tamiya is use a wet palette. And if you're brush painting, do a bit of research on how to make a wet palette. It'll cost you £3 at most. Make a wet palette. You can use water-based acrylics. You can do some beautiful glazes, and especially for figures and things, you can do beautiful shading and glazes and make mixes and all kinds of wonderful things that you can't do with alcohol-based Tamiya paint. So especially if it's figures, even especially. And for base coats, Tamiyas are designed to be airbrushed, and they're brilliant. Other paints are designed to be brushed, and they're just as brilliant.
So have a go. If it works for you, it works. If not, just gotta have a look. There's plenty of the paints out there that'll do you.
Sergeant Bones apparently is a Tamiya paint wizard because he used them for everything.
Yeah. So
we've got a question from Blitz Barrage there saying, hi there, guys. Will you by any chance be stocking the new Italieri Red 05 Alpine? They're making a street version. We don't actually work for eModels. We don't know what they're going to be getting, what they can get, but email them and ask them. They'll let you know. And if there's demand for it, then they're more likely to have it.
Yep. If it's a kit that they can get hold of, then yes, they'll be able to get it for you. Drop them an email or give them a call. Either way, just give them a shout and say, hey, are you getting this in? Or it may well be, if it's already out, it may well be they just haven't got it in stock yet. Or if it's not out yet, they probably will. It's either going to be something they're going to get anyway, or it's from a distributor, from a manufacturer. Was it Italeri, did he say?
Italeri,
yeah, they do stock Italeri, so they'll be able to get that for you anyway. But even if it was something they weren't likely to stock, if they know you want one, they can probably get one from one of the distributors anyway. So never harms to ask.
AJ said he took delivery of a new bottle of Pledge today. Pledge Revive, apparently it's called now.
Yep.
Can't wait to try it out. Any tips?
Don't thin it. 12 psi.
Yep, just go straight out of the bottle.
Yep, mist coat. Give it some air for 30 seconds. Heavier coat. Give it some air for 30 seconds. Heavier coat. Leave it to dry. Then when I say heavy coat, I don't mean drown it. I just mean a very light mist coat for a key coat, and then a couple of thicker coats, but not so thick it's running off. Just a nice handy coat. There you go. But yes, it's now called Pledge Revive It in the
Make
US.
sure you clean your airbrush out properly afterwards.
Straight away. Yeah, don't leave it. As soon as you finish spraying your Pledge, clean your airbrush, strip it down, clean it out. For those that want to know, and I think I've mentioned this before, but for those that want to get hold of some, and you in the UK here, we've got Pledge Floor Care Finish 2 times more shine. It's also known as Pledge Multi-Surface Wax, and there's Pledge Revive It. There's all different versions. The thing you need to look at on the inside of the label, and yes, there are downsides and upsides to using Pledge, but we're not going to go into that now. If you want to get some, just look on the inside and the formula, and write this down. I've done this before. The formula, it will say on the inside, SC Johnson formula, hashtag 35*3597. Or hashtag 35*3597. As long as it says that on the inside label, which you can see through the bottle, then you know it's the right stuff. It has many different names, but that's the trick. Look for the formula number. But yes, there's a whole argument of should you use it, should you not use it. We're not going to get into that. If you want to find it and you decide you want to use it, that's what you need to look for.
Cool. Good.
Sprue Glue.
Sprue Glue asks how my recovery going. It says I'm looking much better over the past few weeks. Thank you very much. Yes. It's going. Yeah, it's all right. I'm back at work on just a few hours a week. My recovery is going well. It just now and again it takes a little bit of a step back. I don't know if you ever notice watching these live streams. Sometimes towards the end of the live stream, I tend to slow down a little bit, and my brain starts to shut down. But
Especially if you had a full day at work as well.
yeah,
And he's looking better tonight because we talked him through setting up his camera properly.
We had a bit of a camera.
bit more colour in my cheeks because I'm actually doing it in colour, not black and white this week.
Speedy Q8 says, love them. Love them to airbrush about Tamiya paints. Love them to airbrush, but cannot brush paint unless one pass of the brush is enough. Yeah, that's alcohol-based paints. They'll just ball up if you try. Because when you paint Tamiya, you do your one coat and you paint it on. It's fine. You try and paint over that, even with a different color later on. The thinners in the new paint that you're putting on the top can reactivate the paint underneath. If it's not fully cured, and that's when it goes all lumpy and bally on your brush. It's horrible. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Andy McLeish says, sorry, he was off checking something. Didn't win the Badger airbrush. To which Spid replies, don't worry about it too much. Badgers are a bugger to paint anyway. They wriggle a lot.
Avian Madar says, Fox, you have a video about that. I can't remember what we're talking about now. What do you mean do some research? We don't plug our own stuff on this show, really. But those of you who know us know that all three of us have our own channels and we do our own stuff.
Just before we move on, doing the watch and store and stickers and things, James says, Ted, none of us got our stickers last week. Yeah, it's because we tend to save them up every few weeks, and we'll send them out in batches, just in case you win another sticker this week. It saves 2 stamps, one last week, one this week. So what we do, we send
also because Ted lives 100 miles from the post office.
Yeah,
and I've been tied up all week, and Chris just lives down south. They don't do anything normal like post offices down there.
They don't do post office. Yeah,
I'm sure it's close to me. I'll hand deliver it, but that's about it.
They don't even do gravy on chips down south. It's weird.
Yeah,
you live up north, just stay up north. There's no worth going down south.
Yeah.
But it's grim up north. They always say that.
It's brilliant up north. It's just grim down south. Speedy Q8 says palette cough cough. Yes, yes, not on my channel, but we don't really pimp our own. So.
Yeah, but don't worry. Stickers and the mugs will be sent out, or we'll get them.
Chris Balchin says, Ted, you are clearly not yourself. You remain in good focus.
I know.
Good to see you doing so well.
Yeah, it's good.
And when Ted was saying about how he's now got that Panther out G, and that he's not going to be making as a buddy bill with me, that's the one that Chris gave.
Yeah, I've got to do it all on my own now.
Yeah, but is that the one that Chris gave to you?
What? Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Chris gave it. Yeah.
I won't be able to do anything. I won't be able to pinch any ideas or anything.
I've been pinching ideas of you. You're the one that does tanks really well.
I've done.
I think the learning was going to be going the other way on that. Yeah.
Yeah. Ted, what are you doing? I'm not showing you.
I'm not showing you.
We do the watching store then.
Yeah, should we do? It's about that time.
Who's doing it, Chris? Or
I'm doing a watching store this week.
We'll do it before Virgin cut him off again.
Yeah.
As always, don't forget with the what's in store. There will be a theme. I've looked on you and I'm talking now. There will be a theme to the what's in store that will run through all the different products. However,
are you still locked on me then or not?
No, I'm locked on nobody.
I can mime while you're doing it if you like.
Okay, I'll look at on you. You can mime to me talking. So yes, there will be a theme. This is really weird. I'm going to cover up the screen so I can't see you doing it. There will be a theme, and if you guess the theme correctly, you will win. And I'll find one. I don't know why I'm holding it up because it's not locked on me now. You'll win a big sticker. You'll win a big sticker if you guess the theme, but don't answer before Chris has finished showing you what's in store. I really can't. All I can see is Chris going. Yes, don't put in chat what you think the answer is until Chris says go, and he'll do that after he's shown you everything that's in store. This is really hard to talk while Chris is right. So yes, I'm going to stop talking now. Woo, that was really weird, hard to do.
Right. Perhaps what we'll have to do, we'll have to try that. We'll have to try and make a video of each other with a voiceover from somebody else.
Some sort of body swap episode.
So you might have to explain that all again, Chris, because I think I just made a right mess.
Basically, I've chosen five, I think, products this week that have an overall theme that run through all of them. Basically, figure it out, but don't guess until the end. When it's the end, I'll say, okay, guess. And then you can guess, put it in the chat. The first one that comes up correct will win a big sticker. You won't get the same chat as everybody else. Anything you put in first will come up first on your chat, but it might not be first on our chat or anyone else's. So unfortunately, what you see might not be the right one. So don't argue with us and say I was first, because
we
haven't got any preference who we give a sticker away to. We're just going to give it to the one that actually comes through first to YouTube.
Yeah, we see the actual way that YouTube receives them, whereas you see it turned to you. So your chat will always be biased towards you.
Yeah. If you watch back the video, it will have the chat playing by the side, and you'll see which one does actually come up first. So,
there you go.
So without further ado,
I've got to click the screen share button and share a screen somewhere where it is. Application window. I had them a minute ago. You had them.
How do you actually do a do?
I do.
Without further ado, but I wouldn't know how you do a do anyway.
You don't do a do. It gets done on its own. Right. I think you can see that. Can you see that?
Yep, we've got
Is
that.
it there?
That's the one.
Wasn't that song? Wasn't I going to do a song?
No, not doing songs.
Apple Shake the Tree.
We've been told not to do songs. Right. This is the Tiger model, World War II RAF Supermarine Spitfire.
That's so adorable.
Cute plane. It's not an egg plane, but it is. But it isn't. It's made by Tiger models, so a bit different to some of them.
That's so adorable.
It's even a real little thing. Oh.
That is just totally kawaii. I love that. It's just totally
Everyone
adorable.
needs one of those, or even two of those in their
that is totes adorable.
the planes thing where the planes were talking. I'm sure they did, didn't they?
Yeah.
Like if they didn't, then that's what it would look like. So
That's so adorable.
And it's only £10.79.
£10.79 from your nearest eModels store.
eModels.co.uk.
Nearest eModels stockist, just 10 minutes from this theatre.
Remember, if you see what's in store and you like it, get it slapped in your basket.
Yeah,
Lester says that would be perfect with my U-boat. Yeah, there you go. See? Right, next up. So remember everything about that because it will be important later.
Yeah. And don't forget, of course, if you do, like Ted says, slap it in your basket, it's not yours until you've paid for it. So,
where's everything gone?
Oh,
Stupid thing.
Clicked on the menu, dude.
I didn't. I was over here. Look.
There you go.
Right. Second up, we have the Edward Royal class,
Perfect
172nd Spitfire, the Mark 9 Quattro combo.
Those the boxes eye makes me think it's a perfect grade kit. I love it.
It is lovely, isn't it? It's
That's simple.
something special about it.
Oh, I've just spotted what the link is. I was wrong before, but I know now.
Ah.
Well, you didn't actually. You said you guessed it, but I didn't actually check to make sure you had it right.
I have to say, I guessed the link, and I only looked at the first and the last ones in Chris's list that he sent us. I'm like, yeah, I've got that straight away. Well, I don't know.
Right, so this is 72nd scale, based on the 2016 tool, apparently. But these are lovely kits, aren't they? I mean, they're not cheap, but they're really nice.
They are beautiful kits. I mean, Edouard is one of the leading aircraft kit manufacturers anyway. Is it called
Edward or Edouard?
Edward.
Or Edward.
Eddie kits.
Or Ted.
Ted. Just call him Ted, yeah.
Yeah.
Ted kit.
The Ted kits.
Ted planes. It's an Audi Quattro Mark 9 from Ted planes.
You've got to fire it up. I noticed in the picture there it's got 4 blades on it. Is that what a Spitfire thing, is it?
The Mark 9.
Spitfire. That was a thing.
Okay.
Yeah, they varied from.
I know, so it's all shooting through the blades, isn't it? That's the thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there were different ones. There were three blade. I don't think there was ever a 2-blade split. I think it was always 3 or 4.
Okay. Right. That was the second thing. So now this is the third thing. This is the Praga E114B Air Baby.
Wait, you missed out some of the name there.
No, I'm reading it from the box. It says Praga E114B.
Who's this kit made by?
It's made by Russian people. Yeah.
God, I can't. I'm not able to read words.
Kovazodsky.
Yeah. What about for our blind viewers?
Yes.
They're not making model kits. It's fine.
Come on, should we all have a go at it? Because I think we tried this last time we did one of their kits.
Kovozavody. Prostrov.
Kovozavody Brushchiyov, I guess. I'm assuming it's either Polish or Russian.
Yeah, it's one of them. It's a plane.
Let's just call it a KP 172 Praga. There you go.
Yeah.
Andy McLeish says General Zod models.
That'll do.
Yes. So it's another 172nd, but a bit cheaper than the last one.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously not quite such a big kit, not such a nice kit. We don't really know that much about it, but
yep.
Supermarket advertisement on the decals.
It probably has it got a picture of the sprue in there, or is it just the box and decal sheet?
What have we got? We've got a picture of the decal labeling. Lots of different decals on there. So no sprues in there. No, there are sprues in there, obviously, but there are no pictures of sprues.
This will be a sort of fun little weekend build type kit. And the thing is, you shouldn't knock these little kind of kits because they're like, how much was it again? Was it like sub tenner?
Yep, 864.
It's a sort of thing we were talking about before, wasn't it? When you've got your big long term build on that you could just throw it together in a weekend just to do something different.
Michael Jackerman does say, by the way, there were 4 Spitfires in the Edward kit.
Oh,
I don't know if it means there are actually 4 planes in there. We'll have to go back and check it. I can't remember now. Did you mention that?
There we go.
Does it mention
is that the Quattro Combi? Is
yes.
that? Right, there you go then. Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting 4. I did wonder that. I forgot.
Yeah, it says box contains plastic parts for 4 kits.
Yes, so there you go.
Early and late and Spitfire bonus item. Royal class of big glass with Spitfire design.
Ooh.
It's different. Oh, yeah, a little glass thing in there as well.
Oh, yeah. So
it's definitely a presentation pack.
So now this is more than worth the asking price. You're getting 4 planes and a beer glass.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right, so we've done that one and that one.
Yep. Thank you, Michael Jackerman, for pointing that out because we hadn't spotted that.
Yes, thank you. Right, next up we have the Trumpeter 1700 HMS Ark Royal. Now, the Ark Royal is obviously a well-known boat ship thing. Boat
ship.
Yeah. I know I'll get in trouble for saying it.
Aircraft carrier then, would it?
700 is obviously quite a small kit, but it's going to be big because it's massive. I don't think they give any
come with the aircraft
dimensions down there. It's got 18 sprues on there.
Oh, yeah.
So, even.
Oh,
there you go. It does give the model length. It's 348 millimeters long.
34 centimeters.
30 centimeters. So it's over a foot.
Yeah.
At 700 scale. So, yeah.
Well, that's quite a detailed kit then for that many sprues because you're only really looking at there's not a whole lot here in the superstructure.
And that's I assume it may come with planes. I don't know, but if it would, it can be World War II because it's the 1939 Ark Royal. You can tell by the big smoking smokestack that kind of gives it away as the original. So I guess you're looking at.
It looks like there's definitely a couple of planes in there. Yep.
You get little prop planes.
The fairly swordfish.
Gonna be quite a decent sized box as well, isn't it?
Yeah, you're a decent sized box.
Yeah.
Going back to that unpronounceable kit there a moment ago, Speedy Curate says the kabloblobo thing needs to be the prize with the caveat that the winner does a video build and has to pronounce the name at least twice per video.
Right. The last one in this is what's in store. Something a bit different. We've got the Dragon models, 7-inch Guardians of the Galaxy, Baby Groot.
I am
Baby Groot's just lovely, isn't he?
Baby Groot is just
enough Baby Groot.
Everybody's the most adorable thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's some really tenuous links this week, Chris.
No, there's only one tenuous link. It's fine.
Now, before is that the last one?
This is the last one, but
Tell
I'm
us about
about to come back to the main page. So I'll stop sharing if I can find the stop sharing.
Kit, or is it a pre-built? I know they had a Rocket Raccoon who was pre-built.
Full-size Baby Groot individual item, display figure and a kit.
Oh, okay.
A hybrid between a display figure and a kit. Best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Model kit techniques allows us to reproduce the intricate details and sharp lines.
Okay, so it may be a pre-assembled figure then.
So
I think.
it's sort of a highly collectible display model developed in 3D.
Oh, okay, so it's a display piece, not
dynamic poses. So yeah. But
cool.
It's certainly needing painting up, and you can make it your own.
Yeah, you could improve on the factory-built paint job if it's got one.
Pretty sure, yeah. I'm going to stop sharing.
They do a Rocket Raccoon as well, by the way.
Yeah, but that wouldn't fit in with the theme. No. So I'm back. So what was the theme this week? There we go. It's topical, so that might help you out a little bit.
You've got to say go.
I said go. I said what's the theme?
Said go.
That's a go sort of.
Sorry,
I actually said the word go, but Carl Bloomer was first in there with the Royal Baby.
Blip, and there we are straight away.
Well, Carl Bloomer. Yeah, well done. Yeah.
It
It took me a while. It took me a while to get that because I'd actually, when I saw the first ones, I thought it was Edward. It was Prince and Edward.
Oh, right. No,
You
it's
were
just
thinking
it's
it
royal and babies. And,
It threw. Yeah, I'd guessed it. Then it threw me off track again. Then I come back to it. So
The funny thing is that I have
of the selection, you see, that's what does it.
I mean, the funny thing is I have no interest in the royals at all. I have no interest in babies and children at all. And yet I saw the first two and was like, royal baby.
So, Carl, if you send an email to ted@emodels.co.uk, tell us that you've won the What's in Store sticker, and we'll
send us your address. I don't think we've seen Carl win anything before, have we, Carl?
Yeah, so just make sure you put down that you won the big sticker so we know which one to send.
And we'll get them. As I say, we'll save them all up, so it won't come immediately. We'll save them all up and get them out in a batch.
I do like seeing the answers that people give, though.
Yeah.
So if Digger Evans says the theme is water.
Sergeant Bell says pickles.
James Chapman is corrected with the royal baby, but too slow.
Pickles is never the wrong answer, by the way.
Anders says the number 7 is in all of them. It might have been. I don't know. I didn't notice that. There might be unintended themes as well.
Yeah. If you spot a theme that we haven't spotted, yeah.
Joanna Hammond says cheese.
Cheese.
I don't think Joanna was listening this week. I think she was too busy chatting.
And Spid says there's been a royal baby. Sometimes not watching the news makes you realise you're missing bugger all worthward.
I just avoid it.
There hasn't been a baby yet, is there? There's one in development. So yeah,
I just avoid it.
I never bother watching since I've got the BBC News app on my phone. I never bother watching the real news anymore.
I think the royal baby is one of these long-term builds. So they're not making it at the moment, but it's not ready yet.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What was?
Right.
What are we up to?
That was that. We've still got other things to give away, haven't we?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, we have. Yeah, we've done. We could give. With it, we've got the big stickers. The big stickers.
Take a deep breath.
The little stickers.
Start again. Take a deep breath.
We have stickers of various sizes.
Yeah.
Swig your gin.
Hi everyone. We have the big stickers and the little stickers to give away yet, and of course with a mug. The mug.
Mark II.
Yeah, the mug version 2. Yeah, you can win.
The LX 2000 version.
Yeah, I don't know which order we're going to give them away in, but we've got a few questions coming in, so we'll give you another couple of minutes just to, if you've got any questions.
Yeah, we didn't actually say to refresh before the thingy, but you obviously jumped in really quick with the answers, so I think pretty sure you're probably all right.
Yeah. It took a while. It took a while for everybody to cotton on, so maybe. Well, we're up to, give you a chance to. Now we're getting the giveaways to refresh your screens. We'll just sit here for a moment while you refresh your screens.
Hit refresh. Drag the slide across.
Drag the slide right across. Yeah.
I really want to see those sliders.
Slider along.
I've got the stickers as well here somewhere, but you've already got stickers out, you guys, haven't you? So
how do we know when they're done? How do we know when they've slided and refreshed and stuff?
We don't.
We should get little notifications to tell people that they're here.
Paul Di Tommaso says, still waiting for my order from eModels to arrive. If you're waiting for an order, I don't know what it is or when you ordered it. If you're still waiting for something, just pop them a quick email or give them a call.
Yeah, if you're living abroad, it might take a little bit longer. I don't know where you live.
Outside the UK, it might take a few extra days. So just give them a call. I'm sure it'll have been shipped straight away. So.
Anyway, before we get on to the giving things away, if you've already won an item, stickers, mugs, whatever, and you want another one, you're quite welcome to join in and have another go. If you don't want a sticker or a mug, and you do know the answer, give somebody else a chance. Let them win it. Then we don't have to go through all this or give it to such and such. And thanks very much. Yeah, I don't want it.
Yeah, if you know the answer but you don't want a prize, that's the question.
Yeah, it's very good. But feel free if you want another one. You're more than welcome. Right.
Spid says, "Oh, remember to use mine from last week. I want to know if Foxx knows it." Well, you put the answer in with it.
Well, of course I know it. The answer's in the question.
Seen the answer.
But yes, I did. did know that because it's a really easy one. I shall do that one now then, shall I?
What are we giving away? So people are aware. They might not want to win a
What
sticker
should
if
we
they
give away,
want.
Ted? What do you want the first prize to be?
Should we have a big sticker then? So we've already given a big sticker away for the watch install. We'll give a big sticker away.
Okay. So it's for a big sticker. If you don't want a big sticker, don't answer.
Yep. If you do want a big sticker,
Answer quickly.
Right,
and
we
correctly.
ready?
So this is the big sticker. The Mr. E up there, Mr.
Yep.
E comes as a vinyl sticker. It's not the white background, it's just to hold him. So right, whose question should we have then?
Shall I do Speedy Q8s?
Yeah, go on then.
He aimed it at me deliberately.
Yeah.
So für dem großen Sticker gefahren. If you want the big sticker, everybody's refresh their browser and drag the slider across. Nice and easy one. I think we've asked this before, so here's a nice easy one. You ready? What year did Mobile Suit Gundam first air on television in Japan? Go.
Does this mean Speedy Q gets a sticker?
Yes. Although he didn't send us his name and address.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, fail.
So what year did Mobile Suit Gundam first air in Japan?
So did you know the answer? Did you know the answer that Speedy
Yes.
gave us?
I knew the answer.
Is it the same one that he gave us?
Osric says he knows the answer but doesn't need a sticker. And Paul Di Tommaso is the first in there with 1979.
Oh, right. So we have
1979. Paul Di Tommaso, well done. Send a mail to ted@emodels.co.uk and say that you won a big sticker. Thank you very much. And we'll get one sent out to you.
Oh, and he said he lives in Canada as well. So that's
Canada. Oh, hang on. Canada, eh?
Canadian.
You've won a Foxx. We'll send him to you as the.
There you go.
Yeah.
I've got a. I stabbed it into my head. That wasn't good.
Please enclose a link to an air ticket to Canada with your address.
Canada, eh? You know what? For some reason, I have this overwhelming desire to actually one day try poutine because it just sounds like something I would really enjoy eating. I've never had it, and I really want to have it at some point. My flag fell out.
Right. Next one. We've done a big. Have we done a big sticker?
We just did a big sticker. That was what we just did. Oh dear, it's that time of night, isn't it?
Any problems will follow.
Yes. So
you didn't send us your name and address for that question, so send us your name and address. We'll send you a sticker out.
Yeah, good. Right. So we'll do a small sticker this time. Small. Depends how close you are to it.
It's closer to the camera, but
Yeah.
James Chapman says, Fox, did you ever build that mini Lego Fox that I didn't reveal what it was on screen so to make it a surprise? But no, I didn't build it. Now everybody knows what it was. Well done.
Right. Barry, yeah, that was a good one. The Barry Toomey question. We actually got an answer to it. So, yeah. Barry, this is...
Spid says, send my sticker to Sprue. He never wins anything.
Oh, Sprue. Thank you.
Sprue always wins nothing.
No, he's not getting it.
I'm trying to find somewhere to put this flag so it's kind of not in the way. But
Yeah.
Now then, this next question could either be it could be a guess, or you could nip along to the eModels channel just to check it out quite quickly. But you're going to have to be quick. So there's a hint. Yeah.
which question is this?
What for Barry Toomey?
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, we eventually got the answer.
Answer the question right. Yeah.
You must remember that if you do send us any questions for the giveaways, you've got to provide an answer because we don't check them and we don't know the answers because we're just
Barry very kindly sent us the question but didn't give us the answer or his name and address.
yeah. Which is a fail on all accounts.
Yes.
Never mind. We got there at the end. Oh,
So do remember to include your name and address and we can send you a sticker.
yeah.
Anyway, carry on. Sorry, carry on.
He lives down south, so he can't be too far away from Chris. So Chris will pop round with a
Cup of tea.
sticker.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll deliver a sticker if you give me food.
Left home.
Right. Hang on. I forgot the question now. I've got to go look for the question.
On the email.
Right.
Time an email.
Yeah, I've read it. I've understood it. Now, whether it comes out of my mouth the same time as it does the brain.
So turn your mic off and practice it. No, because the lip readers can tell.
Right. Okay, here we go. In the eModels website video, yes. In the if you go to the website, there's an introductory eModels video featuring Pete Mate. if you've never seen Pete make, go and have a look. In the eModels website video, who are we? How many items are thrown to Pete to Pete to catch at the end of the video? How many items are thrown for Pete to catch? Go.
We're gonna have to wait like 4 minutes for them to find the video and watch it.
Yeah, no,
if you can't find it, it's also on the YouTube page. It's like right at the top of the YouTube page.
Somebody can guess it. There we go. Andy McLeish, 10. Yeah, he actually apparently gets thrown 10. Does he? Yeah, but that's the answer anyway. He throws. There's 10 items thrown at him, but he only catches 9. He drops one. So there we go. Who did I say won that? Yeah, Andy McLeish. Andy McLeish. Right. Well done, Andy.
I was actually panicking then because you said 10 was the right 10 was the right answer, and I misread the question. I thought the answer was 9 because I didn't see the whole part of the question where he said he threw catches 9. I'm like, oh, Ted's got it wrong. Oh no, he hasn't.
Yeah. Well done.
Andy also says that was a guess.
Good. Yeah. Good guess.
There you go.
So
cool. So get an email to ted at emodels.co.uk and say you won. And was it a little sticker? Regular sticker. Let's say regular. Let's say regular.
Yeah.
So tell him you need to send you a regular sticker.
The small sticker. Depends how close you are.
The stickers vary in size depending on how close you get to them. Yeah.
Depends how big you are yourself. Like it could be massive to Chris, but to me and Ted, it's like normal size.
Yeah. Right.
Should we get Chris to read one out? I think we should do one each.
Chris, you can read the next question.
Can I? Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Can I choose one?
Yeah, you can choose whatever question you like, but tell us so we know. Because
No, that would be half the fun. Which question have I chosen?
I don't know. Answer on the postcard, please.
Okay, right. This is for a mug, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
We've done everything else.
For a Mark II.
Mug.
GLX 2000 with gold trim, vinyl seats, and a vinyl roof.
Version 2.
I'm thinking about Capris now, and I really want a Mark III Cortina. I don't know.
I had a Mark III Cortina.
I really want a Mark III Cortina. GLX 2000.
My first car was a Mark III Cortina.
I'm so jealous. I don't know why. I've just this unerring urge. If I ever win the lottery, the first thing I'll do is a factory refit.
Yeah.
Fully modernised with a new...
it was a Mark III Cortina with a stick-in rear-heated windscreen. You know, you could peel off the sticker and stick
Vinyl roof.
Yeah.
5-speed. What was it? Was it a...
no, it was...
gear or something? Or was it just the box standard?
I think it was a GL.
Oh.
The headlights on the front.
Please tell me it was bronze.
No, it was blue.
Oh.
Metallic blue. Although I think the previous owner had hand painted it.
Oh, God.
Oh dear.
No, that would be
brush painted it, I assume, with Tamiya paint. Yeah.
I don't know. If I won the lottery, my dream car would be take the engine. I put a modern engine in it, and modern equipment in there, but just basically a Mark III GLX 2000 5-speed bronze with the black leather and the black vinyl roof.
That says Foxx is turning into Gene Hunt. I've been watching that. Have you
watched Life on Mars? Brilliant.
Yeah, it's been replayed on UK drama.
1978 Wednesday, and I'm having oops.
Yeah. Fire up the Quattro.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask this question now.
Go on. Yeah.
Oh,
sorry.
yeah. Sorry. I forgot about you.
Over to Chris on the sports desk. Ted.
The question I clicked on is from George Taylor. He says, "Hi Ted, here's a question to ask the audience."
Oh.
The question is, what was Wingnut Wings' first release, and when was it released? Go. So what was Wingnut Wings' first release, and when was it released?
So what was the kit and when? Are we going to take the year, if not the full actual date?
Yeah, I think the year will do. He supplied us with the month, but
the year and the subject.
Do you realise we've now got to send a sticker to the USA?
I didn't notice that until after I'd read it out.
Dadster says the most absolute correct thing in the entire chat, which is there is something just so right about the Mark III Cortina shape. Yes, there is.
He's got some answers, but none of them are correct yet.
I quite like the Cortina shape. The Mark 1s and the Mark 3s, the Mark 4s.
I'm pretty sure my brother had a Cortina, but I never did.
Mark III with the Coke bottle curve. Nobody's got it right.
This might have been a difficult question, or we've got the wrong answer. That's always possible.
Googling.
We don't check the answers, so it might not be the right one. So you don't have to get the right one. You just have to get the one that he said was the right one.
Yeah. Basically, what we're asking you is, do you need to get the same answer that he's given us? You don't have to be correct.
Yeah, just guess.
Have we got a time limit? If it goes on for too long, we just give up.
Yeah, we give up. We'll still send a sticker out to whoever sends the. If ever a question doesn't get answered, we'll still send the person who sent the question a sticker. To be fair,
They should probably get 2 stickers then if they get it.
Oh,
If they beat the public.
No, I thought so. Then. Speedy Q said the marina was cool.
No, not marina.
No. He's dead on one of the brown vinyl roof.
Oh, brown. Everything about the marina was brown.
Joanna's just putting numbers down, but we also need the name of the kit.
So we need what the kit was as well.
Even if you've got the right number, I haven't even been looking at them because you haven't got the full answer.
Yes, I think we may need to. I think I'm just going to get this one.
Yeah, I think that might be long enough to.
Tommaso is amused that I'm still wearing the Canadian flag. Everything is deliberate.
So shall we call that void?
Yeah, I think this one's a bit of a bust.
Okay.
Yeah.
But don't worry, we'll still send.
Sorry, George, that was too difficult for us.
Yeah, we'll still send. I mean, it's only a quick Google search. There you go.
Everybody.
What was the answer, Chris?
The answer was Junkers J, I think is the way it's written. Junkers J, and the 1st of April 2009. Or it might be the Junkers J1
in
April 2009.
Or it could have been the Junkers J1.
We were after Junkers and 2009, which nobody gave us. So
Chris. Yes. Junkers.
No, it's Junkers. It's got a J at the beginning.
No, Junkers.
No, it hasn't.
Junkers. Well,
That's what I've written on there, and it didn't come up with that. But no, sorry.
But nobody got on. But don't worry, we'll still send George a sticker.
Yeah.
We ask the question. We send if we ask you a question on the air on the telly, we'll send you a sticker. So we ask the question.
And I obviously fail at asking questions, so I'll let one of you ask another question if you want to try again.
Sergeant Bone says, true story, my mum traded a GAU Camaro for a Capri and paid $600 on top. I'm not. I'd rather have a Camaro than the Capri.
I think that was a classic car at the time, wasn't it?
Pete Rogers Mark III with twin headlights. Shame they didn't do the estate with the twin light. You don't want the estate. I'm just having thoughts about Cortinas now. Just carry on. Shall I do another question then?
Yeah, go on. Yeah, this is stuff for the mug, isn't it?
This is still. I've actually forgotten what we were giving away.
We can't even give away. Yeah,
I'd actually totally forgotten what we were giving away. Let's have a look. Did you say there were some stickers from last week?
I think only that one that we did earlier from.
Okay.
I'll clear this inbox out shortly.
Okay, we have a physics question from Joanna.
Oh, we're doing the physics one.
Yeah, go on. We'll do a physics question. Joanna has a physics questions. Right, everybody ready? Bit of physics going on here. She says, simple question, she says. Simple question. Is the positron stable? A member of the lepton family, such as electrons, muons, neutrinos, etc. So is the positron stable? Go. It's a binary question. There's only 2 possible answers.
So we're definitely going to get an answer, and we're definitely going to get a correct answer eventually.
Yeah. Michael Brown says yes. There you go, done. There's only 2 possible answers, one of which is correct.
And the next 3 answers we get are wrong.
Yeah. Zazda says stable under what conditions? Lord Barkley III says, does it have feelings? So well done. Who won that? Michael Brown. So send an email to ted@emodels.co.uk and tell that you won the mug. For the mugs, we just forward that email. Wow. Start again. We just forward that your details to eModels and they send them out to you directly. So mugs, you probably will get fairly speedily. Stickers and everything else, like Ted said, we tend to pile them up into a big pile of emails until towards the end of the month, because we'll generally, one of the 3 of us will have a post office run at some point during the month.
Making Models Carl says, in free space, a positron is as stable as an electron. If a positron and an electron meet, they will annihilate and produce 2 photons.
Zadster says, that would be an ecumenical matter. That's also a correct answer.
That's too complicated for me.
Yes. Right, so yes, we've done that one. I'll just make sure I'll mark all the ones we haven't asked as unread, so we know we haven't asked them yet.
It's good that you can do this, because I do it on I've got my phone and I can't do it.
Yeah, this is the 3 of us now.
You mark one's unread, then one of us looks at it.
I know. Just like with these two schmoes in the inbox as well as me, it just gets a nightmare trying to track anything. Everything's red. I need to show you, Ted, how to put labels on things. Ah,
Uh,
right. So that's the stickers and goodness done.
Yeah. Oh, we just need to remind you as well about the eModels new builder, Search for a Star. We're still accepting your videos if you want to apply to become an eModels builder. We need to see an example of your work. Have a look at the video that we've produced on the eModels YouTube page. I'll tell you all about it. If you fancy yourself becoming one of the team, let's hear from you. So, yeah, just a reminder. So, if you have any questions about it, now's your time to ask.
Yeah.
We have received several entries, but
Yeah.
obviously haven't made any decisions or anything been done about them yet. We're getting a few entries in, and then we'll see where we go.
No, it's not a competition. It's an open-ended invite, so that you can send your videos to us at any time, and we'll check them and have a look and for the content. If we need any more information, we'll get back in touch with you. And
There's no actual closing date on it. The video, if you've not seen the videos, you can go onto the eModels Facebook page. It'll be on there, or just on the YouTube channel. You see it in the videos. It's open-ended, so we'll just get people sending the videos in, and if we see somebody we like, we'll give them a shout, and we'll keep a note of the other people that have applied. It's not like we're going to suddenly stop taking entries in a month's time, because we'll always be looking for more people to provide content and add to the team. So even 6 months from now, if you remember, give it a go.
Yeah, in 30 years, Ted will be emptying his email inbox, and there'll be a new one there that say, "I want to be a builder."
Yeah. So there's no deadline to it. It's just send a video in. The video will explain to you exactly what you need to do. It needs to be just a quick, 5 or 6 minute video, just with a few examples of bits and bobs of the kind of things we're looking for. And it does also, in the video, keep your eye open for the little pop-up in the corner that'll pop up, because there is a link to how to make YouTube tutorial videos if you've never done one before.
no.
Basically,
Go
go on, Ted. Sorry.
Michael Checkerman says, "Wait till the end of November. You can't enter till then." Yeah, but there's no closing date for this.
There's no closing date at all. It could be 6 months from now, and we've forgotten all about it. And been things saying, "Hey, I've done a video," and we're like, "Oh, we like that. You can come on board." Now, we're not asking for people to join the live stream or anything like that. So I know some people have said, "I don't really want to be on the live stream and stuff," and it's like, that's great, because we're not looking for that. We're just looking for people to provide or to do content like all three of us and Tony do, just the video build series type stuff.
Yeah.
Now, we're not looking for, here's the thing I made and here's how I did it. We're not looking for people to say, here's the thing, I've applied this coat of paint and I've done this and that. That's kind of show and tell. That's fine, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for people, actual tutorial builds. So you're doing stuff on camera and you're showing how you're doing it, and you're showing yourself doing it. Basically, you're taking people through the build process. So we're looking for that. But in the little demo video, that's obviously not what we're looking for. We're just looking for you to do a few little bits on camera so we can see that A, you can talk, B, you can present, and so on, that you can film, that it looks good. Make sure it's 1080p. We're kind of looking for 1080p minimum. We don't want 720p or 480p, because that's potato territory. It's got to be at least 1080p. And just make it interesting. Have a look, watch the video. I'm talking rubbish now. I'll just not.
Yeah.
Watch the video on the page. It'll tell you what you need to do.
Spruglu Addict says, "My modelling quality hasn't improved since I was 13. I don't think I'll waste your time." Yeah, waste our time. We like a good laugh as well. So.
Yeah, no, send it anyway. Because at the end of the day, we'll be the judge of what we need. So just send it anyway.
Lord Battle says, "I'm your man if you want cakes or bread."
Excellent. Everybody wants to know how to make cakes.
Yeah.
John Newton says, "But I want to be on the live chat." It depends. I mean, it's not saying that you'd never be on the live show, but at this stage, we're just looking for people to provide video content. The whole thing with the live show is a whole different kettle of fish, because on the live show, you've got to kind of have a chemistry with each other, and we can't just bring someone in. That's where we need to really have a relationship with someone to bring them into the live show.
It's something that's possible in the future going onwards, but not guaranteed. And Inclusion says, "We'd love to be part of the team and be on the live chat, but I may scare people." That's the other thing. Yes, being on the live chat, you do have to be a certain level of pretty.
Yeah, you've got to be fabulous, darling. No, I mean, the thing is with the live show is it's a difficult one without sounding snobbish, but there's a certain kind of requirement for the live show. One of the requirements is that obviously we all need to get on with each other. But we don't want to get to the point where it's just a group of friends doing the same show. We'll want somebody at some point from outside to come in, but we need to develop a relationship with that person first. So the people that we do take on, it's not a paid job. Keep that in mind. You're not making money on this. It's purely voluntary.
In fact, it probably cost you money.
Yeah. But the people that we do take on, obviously we'll become friends with them anyway. And it might be something that one day happens in the future, but we're not looking at that right now. You do need to be in the UK or the EU. It's open to anybody in the UK or the EU.
Yeah. Mark says, if there's a how-to on how-to, who did the first how-to?
Who did the first how? Who? How? What?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, I get what it means.
See, we've got TK's popped in. Says
Yeah,
random TK. Just quickly in chat and say hi, and have to leave really quickly again to go to sleep.
Okay, this is go to sleep. I don't want to know about that. That sounds great.
He's obviously not feeling very well.
It's all over the living room. Where else are we?
So, if you haven't done one yet, I mean, we do. Even if you think you're terrible, even if you're sitting there thinking, well, I suck at making models, I suck at doing videos, I speak like I've got a mouthful of gravel, I can't. It doesn't matter what you think. Even if you think you're the worst in the world, do a video anyway. Because, like I said before, we'll be the judge of what we need. And you might think you're terrible. We might look at it and think you're brilliant. We want you.
Yeah.
So do it anyway, for the sake of making a little 5-minute video. I say, watch the video and see what you need to do. Put it in. You might hear back from us. You might not. We won't. We're not able to respond to everyone that sends a video.
We cannot return your videos.
Yes, we cannot return your pictures to BBC Pebble Mill W128QT. We won't be able to respond to you necessarily when you send a video in, but it doesn't mean you've been ignored. It just means we've put it to one side and we're going through them all one by one. Mm-hmm. We haven't got time to respond to everyone that sends one in. So if you don't hear from us, it's not the end of the world. It might be that we just haven't made a decision yet. We are waiting till we've got a pile of them. Yeah.
Or it might be that you won't hear from us. It might be in 6 months' time. You might hear from us because you'll fit the criteria. And never know. So, but if you don't enter, you'll never know, will you?
And we're not just necessarily looking for one person. We might see 3 people that we really like the look of, and we'll contact them.
Yeah, because we might find that some people will join as a builder, and then find that they don't like it. They don't like to work under the time constraints, or not so much pressure, but having to get some regular content out. That might not be what you thought it was, so they'll drop out, and we can bring somebody else in.
You didn't tell me I could leave.
Yeah, go. Yeah.
Oh, no, you're different.
Just hand your t-shirt back in. It's your t-shirt, isn't
it? John Newton says, "Fox, I'm in Canada, so why cut out the chance of getting some poutine?" Yeah, the reason it's UK and EU only is purely because it involves eModels sending stuff to you at their expense, and you sending stuff back to eModels. Because when you do a build for eModels, you don't get to keep the model; you have to give it back to them, so it goes in their display cabinet. Now, what we do is once or twice a year, we'll hop in our cars and drive down to eModels, have a bit of a nice day out. Some very nicely made by Gav cups of, I said Gav, I meant James, because the Gav makes a nice brew, but not as nice as James. Very nice coffee made by James, mate. Pete will invariably forget to come along. He usually forgets. And I'll get told off for using the loo. But we just pop along and we'll take the kits in, the finished builds. So if you're doing a big build, they don't want you spending hundreds of dollars to send them the build you've just made, and then maybe it gets damaged in transit.
Plus, as well, sending out to places like the States and things like that, they can't send paints and solvents.
Yeah, there's some things they can't ship. So it's practically not worth the hassle, unfortunately, sadly, for anybody outside UK and EU.
Until they open eModels.com.
Yeah, or open a US branch or a Canadian branch. I'd happily be like, Pete, mate, send me to Canada.
Yeah, we'll go and run the store. Yeah, we'll live from Canada. The eModels live stream.
I can say A at the end of sentences. I don't mind snow. I probably quite like moose. I don't know. I could ride to work on a moose every day and eat
chocolate moose is nice.
I've got the flag. I can do it. But that's sadly why it's restricted to UK and EU, just for practical reasons.
Andy asked, does Pete still have hair left after the discount day?
No.
He's still receiving electrotherapy treatment in hospital for it, but he'll be better soon.
Not that we want to reveal behind the curtain, but there were some interesting conversations the next day. I think I can't remember. I did get to watch your show last week for you two, and I believe you did say that when they gave the code out, it was really for you guys in chat watching the show live. But somebody posted it on a forum somewhere. Somebody thought, and they posted it in a forum, and then obviously a lot of people then used it, which means it was good because a lot of people came to the store, but it was really meant as a thank you gift to people watching the show. So yes, he got a lot more traffic from that.
More than you
discount
expected.
code. Yeah, than he expected. But he said that people were spending £1,000, putting £1,000 orders through. They were selling things like the 1/16 Abrams.
Yeah.
I said, did anybody buy that big Abrams? Oh yes, all of you.
Yeah, but yeah, the guys at eModels still honoured the orders, and just thanked all the
Yeah. They didn't expect it, but they did get absolutely hammered. But they said no. We said we're going to keep, and they said, we said we keep it till midnight. We'll leave it till midnight, even though it's gone out on the internet, which it wasn't supposed to. Hey, what are you going to do? It's the internet. It's how the internet works.
So remember, keep watching. It might happen again.
Oh.
Yeah. We didn't know it was going to happen that night. We don't get advance warning.
Yep.
So you never know when Pete will pop up in chat and say, give this away, or so here's a discount code. So next time it could just be for the duration of the live stream. So tell your friends.
I mean, it might well be, and this is why it's worth being in chat as well, because it might well be that for the next one, Pete might just pop up in chat and make one comment, and that one comment might be like a phrase in capital letters, and that might be the discount code. But what we'll do is, if that's what he does, we won't read it out on air. We'll just say, there's a discount code in chat, go and use it now. So it might be something like that. So that's why it's always worth being in chat, really, because you never know. That's what it might not do that. It might just drop us a text message or whatever, but who knows what he'll do. Pete is not predictable. We don't know what happened. And to answer Dave Cardboard's question, he says, has Mrs. Pete let him back in the house yet? I didn't inquire. TK's model's off to bed.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Well, I'll be following along soon. But yeah, not. I don't mean in TK's house. I mean upstairs or something.
Yeah.
Right. What else are we going to do? Anything else?
We gave away last week's thing, haven't we?
No, we did that last week.
No, we didn't have one. No, we didn't have one last week.
We've got one this week, though, haven't we?
Yeah,
we do. That's me. That is.
that's you.
Shall I do that then?
Q Fox.
Oh, hang on, I need to open it. I need to get a
you have to lock it on yourself. Yeah, you have to lock it on yourself.
I need to open an empty tab so I don't just cut straight to the prize and ruin the surprise.
Oh,
Locking it on me and doing the screen sharing, and then there is everything there, and then we go to the com, and you can win Google.
Yay!
A little picture of James up in the corner there because I'm logged in as eModels. Right, are we ready? So this week, our prize this week is. This is thing to talk about this. The prize we're going to give away this week is this menu. It is the Revell 124th 35 years of golf at GTI Pirelli. Now, I'm thinking we were talking earlier on, and we're not sure if this is the actual Mark 1 or the Mark 2. I'm not sure.
Yeah, if it's a Mark 1, wasn't this sort of the original sort of hot hatch?
Yeah, it was kind of the start of the whole hatch, but I can't tell if it's that. I can't remember. I don't know my VW golfs well enough to remember if it's the Mark 1 or the Mark 2. I can't quite tell. So anybody in chat, tell us if that's the Mark 1 or the Mark 2. I haven't got chat up, so you go.
Mark says it's a Mark 1, but I don't know if that's just because he's called Mark.
I did think it was the Mark 1. Ironically,
Sergeant Bone says it looks like the Mark 1.
In my last job, we were actually stripping down and repainting a Mark 1 Golf, so I should really know.
What's the difference between a Mark 1 and a Mark 2? Is it like a different shape or something? Or
yeah, slightly different grille on the front and different headlight clusters and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, it's their 124th. They've actually done it in a proper scale, which is nice for Revell. Normally it's like 125th scale for some bizarre reason. So actually a proper scale, 124th. It's one of the little kits where it comes with some paints and the glue included. And it looks pretty mint.
Yeah.
Now
everyone's saying it's a Mark 1, so I think
I thought it
was a Mark 1.
Now, the thing about Revell, you all know my feelings on Revell kits, but the thing I will say is they do very good cars, whether they're curbside or full detail engine base. They do good cars. And that looks mint. And I have to give them credit for the paint job on that. That looks like a proper scale shine kind of paint job on that. It looks really, really nice. They don't do a very good job of the interior. Because I know that everybody watching this video could do a much better job of the interior than that.
I wonder if you can change it over to left-hand drive, right-hand drive.
Yeah, it's just crazy foreign drive, isn't it, at the minute? You might be able to. They sometimes come with swap left or right-hand drive. But yeah, I mean, everybody watching this could do a much better job of the interior, but look at the potential.
Yeah.
But yes, I mean, I'm thinking when my it's even got like the Varta battery there. when my Sharkmouth Fiesta eventually does move on to the Choir Invisible, at some point it will. I probably should maybe get a VW of some sort. An old Golf, not a new one. I can't afford a new car. So I've been thinking about old Golfs. Maybe not a Mark 1, because they're very expensive now. But yeah, that looks mint. So that's what we're giving away this week.
No, so certainly turn that out to be. I think it would. You have to be in black. I don't know if did the GTI come in any other colour apart from black.
The one we were actually repainting, we were doing a kind of really bright lime yellow, and it looked really, really good. Sorry, lime green, I should say, and it looked really, really good.
I think this car, not this particular car, but I think the Mark 1 featured on both Wheeler Dealers and James May Cars of the People.
But yes, James May's Cars of the People. Yes, I watched that. It's really good.
Yeah,
I do like that program. Yes, he featured the Mark 1 Golf. I think it was like the original hot hatch. It was the birth of the hot hatch era.
Yeah.
I think it was the Golf that started all that.
Cool.
Yes, so that's what we're giving away this week. A Revell, get it while it's hot, because it's actually in proper scale, 1/24 scale.
Yeah, well, don't forget, if you fancy this yourself without winning it, yeah, get over to eModels now, slap it in your basket, and check it out.
So anyway, it's the giveaway. So we're going to give this away next week. So all you need to do, if you want to win this fantabulous little runabout, not the actual real car, that's a really nice paint job on that bodywork. I've got to say it. Look at the shine on that bonnet. It's really nice and smooth. That's been polished. Anyway, yeah, so if you want to win this, all you need to do is wait till this show is finished, give it 5 or 10 minutes, and then on the YouTube channel, this will be a normal, regular video on the YouTube channel. So find tonight's show and put a comment on there, and I shall let Ted choose what your comment should be.
Right. The comment will be, let us know what your first car was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Or if you didn't have a car, if you don't drive, what you would like it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, what was your first car, or what would you like for your first car if you don't already have one?
We've got an important request from Spruglu. He says, can we please pause the show for 3 minutes while I go and get a beer from the fridge?
Yeah, sure. We'll wait. Yeah. Off you go. Well,
I'll put us a whole music on.
I saw a comment. Somebody said
I should stop sharing anyway. So yes, so put a comment on this week's video, just saying what your first car was, or if you've not got a car yet, what your first car you want it to be. And you can win that Golf, that Gloff. Am I still sharing? I'm not sharing. I'm on there. There we go.
No, that's it. Yeah. So while we wait for Blue Glue to come back,
Blue Glue.
That's what kids miss these days, isn't it? Because they watch Netflix, they don't get adverts where you can nip to the fridge and get.
Yeah. You think we should have an ad break in the middle?
That could be a
toilet break.
Yeah,
we can do ads in the middle of live stream.
Yeah, so while these kids they miss out on the bit that you've nipped to the kitchen and they get a bag of crisps or a sandwich and make a cup of tea, they miss the come on, it's starting again, come back.
The thing is, right, my mum watches a lot of stuff on like ITV3 and channel whatever and all the like obscure channels that do all the old stuff. Like she watches her Midsummer Murders and all that kind of stuff. 2 points I have to make is one, Midsummer Murders theme tune makes me angry and I don't know why. It just makes me fill with rage. Just that theme tune, I hate it. Anyway, some of those channels, I've come downstairs and the adverts have started and I've been able to go in the kitchen, make some sandwiches, make myself a coffee, fully make some sandwiches with meat and mayonnaise and salad and everything. And as I'm walking back up the stairs, the adverts have just finished. I'm like, how long are the adverts on some of these channels now?
There has been some discussion in chat as to why it's taking 3 minutes to go and get a beer.
Yeah, it's a long way. How far away?
They're wondering how far away his fridge is and if he's pouring a Guinness while he's there.
I would thought if you were settling down to watch the eModels live stream, you would stack up, wouldn't you, next to this chair?
It's all about the prep. As model makers and painters, we know it's all about the prep. So not having many cans of beer and beverage, frosty beverage.
Or just move the fridge closer to the chair.
Yeah, or just put the telly right next to the fridge.
Put the telly on top of the fridge.
You could watch it on a mobile device and actually take us with you to the fridge.
Yeah, or actually just get a screen on the fridge door.
That could be a frightening thought. That just take us with you wherever you go.
Yeah.
That could be. One wonders where we're being watched.
All three of us could be in someone's pocket.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Yeah. I like the way you realise what I said.
Let me out.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Wait. Put the fridge on a stair lift, says Zazda.
Lord Barkley says out of the house round the corner to him.
Maybe
He didn't say he was getting out of his fridge.
maybe they're all like maybe he's got like a fridge. He's one of these people like a fridge in the garage. Just people have fridges and things in the shed in the garage.
Maybe he's got to go next door and borrow one of their beers.
Yeah. Because next doors are away, you see. So there you go.
So I'm going to look after their cat.
Somebody broke in and stole all your beers and nothing else.
It's like the days of when you used to see your dad took your paper under his arm and I'm just off to read the paper. You know where he was going, but now you just slide a mobile phone in the back of your pocket, don't you?
That's a good point, because I suddenly had a realization. I think about a year ago, I was sitting there one day, I was doing something, and I suddenly, for no reason at all, my brain suddenly realized that I used to, like when I was a kid, my dad would go to the loo and be there for take the paper with him. He'd be there for like half an hour, and you'd be like, "You just go to the loo." I don't understand. Now I'm pushing 50, coming up to 50 now, and it's like I'm sat up there with my phone. I can be sat there for 25 minutes, like reading stuff, and I'm like, now I understand why. I'm like, my dad used to do that. You just get carried away with what you're reading. It's like,
we have got a question which I've lost again now.
Brilliant, well done.
Jared B says, "How are clear Tamiya paints to airbrush?" I've not tried airbrushing any clear Tamiya paints.
I haven't done the.
I mean, obviously, you've still got to thin them because they're not designed for an airbrush out the bottle.
I have sprayed them. You have to get the thinning just right, and then when you spray them, I've had mixed results, and I think it's just purely because I've never got the technique quite right. You have to thin them quite a bit because they are quite gelatinous. But I've either got them coming out really, really nice, or they're a bit orange peely, and I've never really figured out what it was I was doing wrong to make them orange peely. It may just be you've got to thin them as I thought, but yes, you can spray them, thin them quite a bit, and do some experiments first. But you can, and they do look very nice. But I've never figured out if it's thin misty coats or just one thick coat. It might, I think, just be one thick coat, but you might need to experiment because I've never managed to get the sweet spot. I've had success and failure. So, but yes, they are very nice.
Spriglo is back. He did have to visit the little boy's room. I hope you wash your hands as well.
Yeah.
Good. Right, yeah, we're just going to shout out as well from James Chapman, is posting a quick update about the newest eModels member. Yes. Remember his little girl. He finally managed to build the courage to paint her eyes open this time. Only downfall, he realised I hadn't made her with a growing source. So he enclosed a picture of her.
Is it an email tag? Because I can do it on my iPad.
Yeah, can you do it on there? There's his little killer, and he's photoshopped the eyes. Well, I don't think he's photoshopped the eyes. However, it's in there. It's in there. Well done, James. She's
see, as a Gunpla builder, I like the fact you've given her a V fin.
Yeah,
that's acceptable.
Well done, James. She's certainly grown up there.
Yep. Speedy Q8 talking about spraying clears. He says spray beautifully, use them for tail lights mainly, but he did do Iron Man with the red. Yes, people use them for clear for candy colors. So yeah, it's just about getting the thinning ratio exactly right. So do some testing. They do work brilliant. I've had great success, but I have had failure because you have to get it spot on. But they are brilliant. Of all the clear paints I've used, they are the best ones. I've tried spraying the Ammo by Mid Clears, crystal colors. I couldn't get the thinning right on them. They were just like jam.
Jam now.
Mm-hmm. Philly says he used them like a slight tint more thinner than paint. If you're doing like a candy color, then yes, you build them up in very slight, thin, misty coats. But do a lot of practice before you do it in anger on the actual model because they're tricky. You just need to get it just right.
Cool. Right.
Phil D says he's going to start taking his ukulele to the toilet. Cleaning windows.
It's like when you go to the public toilets, you can hear the person in the next toilet get bing, bing,
bing. Or you went, like you were the phone. Yes, okay. Spruce Surgeon says he's been lucky. He's never had a problem with Tamiya clear paints. Just thin slightly, spray them over silver, and they're stunning. Yeah, they are. If you're going to use any clear paints, then yeah, they are the best.
Yeah, cool. Right, any more questions? Any more last orders, please? Just checking around the room if there's any more questions before we call it a night.
I've just got visions of sitting on the loo with a ukulele.
When cleaning windows.
I know.
Oh, Oh, the key thing. Oh, yes, Barbecue says. The thing is, if you use like candy, make sure you get the whole thing in one session, because matching layers and density is impossible. So that's
Yeah. Vincent Mr. Lowe says, AK Real Colours and Mr. Hobby Aqueous clears work the same as Tamiya. Takes a bit of patience, but all three brands provide a lovely finish. But Spid does make a good point that yes, don't do some of it and then come back and do more later, because you'll get with clear colours. If I've got two pieces and I do different numbers or different thicknesses of layers, they're going to look different. If I'm getting like a candy finish, or I want the colour to show through. So yeah, if you've got three pieces to spray them all in one session just to make sure everything matches.
Right. I think we've done everything for tonight, haven't it? 2 hours.
I don't think we've got anything outstanding on the to-do list that we don't have.
Yeah. We must do a to-do list.
No, that's
We'll
planning.
put that on the list. Yeah.
LD says, want to colour some epoxy, how to do? You need to give us a bit more information. Try and answer that. I'm not sure what you mean.
You mean mix it in while you're mixing it, or do you
like
paint it afterwards? Or
turn your milli pot sort of orange, for instance, like that. Maybe couldn't think of anything to mix with epoxy. Maybe some oil paint.
Michael Jackman says, right, that's it. I'm very tired. Good night, all. Good night, dude. Thanks for coming
Good
out.
night, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're mixing actual resin, just add a tiny amount of paint or even food colouring.
Yeah. Yeah.
he says a green slime Nurgle base.
Vincent
I understand
says,
the words, but
green slime Nurgle base. Vincent, the Mr. Lewis model making, says you can get epoxy pigments.
Well, there you go.
If he's trying to paint green slime on a Nurgle base, you could just get Nurgle's rock. It's designed for that.
It's not like Flaggle's Rock.
That's a Citadel paint called Nurgle's Rot. It's designed.
now I've got the Fraggle Rock theme in my head.
I know, so have I, and I'm not happy about this.
Well, on that note, while Fox and Chris have a new worm of Fraggle Rock.
No, hang on. I need to get some Spanish flea in there. I'll get rid of it.
We'll call it a night, I think.
It's night.
Yes, it's a night. Yeah, and I'm slowing down as well now, so it's time to go. Time to call it a night. Thank you very much for joining us again on this Monday night.
Oh, I've got the button, haven't I? I forgot about that.
You're just going to be sitting there ages waiting for Ted to press the button.
yeah, sure button.
I've got my little Canadian flag going now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we'll just say good night. Good night, folks. Good
night, everybody. Bye.
Good night. Bye.
I'll hand you over now to either Piccadilly Radio or Radio City. Don't forget to turn off your set. Have a good night.